It's that time again, guys. What is up, everybody? Welcome back once again to Hot Toys Hotline. We got a lot of people waiting in the chat today. Everybody came over from Nate's stream, so it's good to see you all. Good to see some familiar faces. We're going to say what's up to everybody. Of course, we have more panel members coming in tonight, but of course, starting it off as always, me, and I am joined by my friend Ryan from Mr. Mom Collectibles.
How's you doing, everybody?
It's good, Ryan. I mean, it's crazy how the third party companies kind of came in clutch this week, guys. We knew that Hot Toys and some other companies were going to be sleeping because of the Chinese New Year, but the third party company said not us. And even Inart, guys, even Inart came in with something really exciting for me. So we're definitely going to talk about that. But I know these third party companies, especially, are making some really cool stuff to interest Ryan and I. So I hope you guys have taken an interest in it as well, because I think they're doing some really cool stuff that we love to see. But let's say what's up to some people in the chat before we get started. Who do we have in here? We have TK. He's been in here long before y'all. He says lane number 1. Eddie Rodriguez, my friend, says please hit the like button on the way in. Appreciate that as always. Good to see you, Eddie. It's always great to have you here. Wookie on the grind. I love that profile picture, dude. He says greetings, everyone. Greetings to you, Wookie. Of course, would not be a Hot Toys Hotline stream without some guy. He says tonight's the night with Hot Toys Hotline. Let's go. Absolutely. Good to see you as always, Some. Always awesome to have you here, my friend. 8-Bit Flea. 8-Bit Flea says, yo, good to see you, 8-Bit. J Decay says almost time. He was in here early on with the rest of y'all. Penn, as always, is in here saying, hey, Mr. Dishes. Good to see you, Penn, as always. Some guy says Hot Toys Hotline equals 1,000 subs in 2023. Let's go. I hope so. Some, I appreciate you having faith in me, my man. CSI in here says reporting in, sir. Good to see you, CSI. Payton 23 as always with the popcorn. Good to see you, Payton. Thick Bantha Boy here for the culture and the cause. Yes, sir. Ty in here hyping me up about the Harry Potter, guys. We're going to talk about that Harry Potter, but of course, we're not going to start with the Harry Potter because I like to tease you guys. We're going to talk about Harry Potter in a little bit from Inart, but yes, Ty is right there with me. Really excited for Harry Potter. But guys, I think we're going to start with something really exciting. We're going to get into the third party stuff. And this might be one that has excited quite a bit of you because I know this is a very popular franchise. Of course, guys, we're talking about the Nathan Drake from Uncharted by Lim Toys. Guys, like if you're a video game fan, especially if you've been a PlayStation player for a decent amount of time, this one's definitely going to excite you. I, for one, think this head sculpt is absolutely incredible. I think they did a great job on it. I saw kind of mixed opinions. Generally, I think most people were saying that they were really happy about the likeness. Some people thought that it could be tweaked. Me personally, I think this looks fantastic. And if you're a fan of Uncharted, I read in the comments, Lim was saying this was based on Uncharted 4, this overall look. And I'm going to show you guys the body in a second. But I think this looks fantastic. I've always been a fan of these games. I haven't played them all, truth be told, but I've always been a fan of them. I've always been a fan of their storytelling, their open world exploration. I think these games are definitely up there as some of the best they've ever done, specifically for PlayStation especially. But this is really cool, guys. I don't know if you guys are fans of Uncharted in the chat, but let me know if this excites you. Eddie, this is Nathan Drake. So from the Uncharted video games, he's the main character. Actually, Tom Holland played him in live action. So a lot of people I know had mixed opinions on that, but definitely the video game version is what everybody wanted to see. So it's very cool to see that a company like Lim Toys is taking a stab at it. Oh, yes. I almost forgot. This is like a prophecy untold. This is not news, actually. So Sean has had belief in me for so long. Sean said this actually before we hit 250 and did Lane's giveaway. Sean said, when we hit 1,000, we'll give away a heavy infantry Mandalorian. So you were reminded once again by Sean Hot Toys Nightmare, who will be joining us, by the way, in a little bit. He popped in to say hello right before we started. But yeah, guys, we'll be doing a video on that once we hit 1,000. I'll have to bring in Sean for a video. But yeah, of course we appreciate that, Sean. That's very generous, and it's an amazing figure, guys. The heavy infantry Mandalorian is such an incredible figure. If you don't own it, I hope you guys are able to win this because it's such an incredible piece. Kaiju Daddy in the house. I was just talking to Kaiju the other day on Instagram, and of course, Insane One is here as well. Insane One's my boy, man. I'm glad to see you in here. I know football has been taking you away from us, but I don't remember what team you follow, but hopefully they lost, so we're here with you. I'm just joking. Peyton says, I think 1,000 is coming. I hope so, man. I would be super grateful. I just can't believe where we are right now. I think we're around like 720 something. So
728.
728. Well, hey, I'm super happy to be where we are, and I couldn't do it without all you guys here. So really appreciate you. But guys, let's take a look at the body shot too. And also, if you want to see what rough prototyping looks like, guys, the thing I like about Lim from Lim Toys, this guy is always willing to show stuff all throughout the process. You could see here, this is very roughly painted. There's some paint missing from the hair, but it's just a proof of concept, right? And even being that it's a proof of concept, like their paint apps look very, very nice. I am about to pre-order the Arthur Morgan because they did another run of the Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption, as well as the John Marston, because Red Dead Redemption 1 is one of my favorite video games of all time. So definitely really excited to see what their work looks like in person. But I think, yeah, here it is. So here's the kind of the from behind shot of Nathan Drake fully outfitted with his gun on his back and everything. And guys, like, this looks incredible. I love the look of the forearms. You have some sculpted in detail, like some muscle, as well as some vein work. Guys, these third-party companies, some of them are not playing around. They're coming for your pockets. They're coming for your wallets. They're really doing a great job.
I love those seamless arms, the forearms.
Yeah, it looks great, man. And I think the good thing about this character is because he has that iconic look with the pulled up shirt, it kind of lends itself well to show off those seamless arms. And I've seen Lim talking about the fact that he's interested in doing seamless arms for a lot of figures moving forward. By the way, guys, I don't think we have any photos yet, but Lim did say that he's going to be doing figures for the Last of Us TV show. So I'm really about that, because the first 2 episodes, I don't know about you all, but I was very, very impressed. You guys know Pedro Pascal, in my opinion, very rarely misses. If anything, I always like his portrayal of a character, even if I don't like the content he's in. But I mean, everything I've seen him in, obviously The Mandalorian, The Last of Us, Oberyn in Game of Thrones. I just love him in everything he's in. I think he's doing a fantastic job. And I even think, despite the look of the character, I forgot her name, who's playing Ellie. She's also from Game of Thrones. I think she's also doing a fantastic job as well. Let's see. Eclectic Collector is in here. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Big Dog Pound as well. Guys, if you want somebody to make your day in the comments, you can always rely on Big Dog Pound. He always comes in and says what's up to everybody. He's such a friendly dude. So it's always good to see a Big Dog Pound. Good to have you here. And Insane One would not be Insane One without leaving his famous phrase, feed the algorithm, leave a like, and take a sub on the way out. I'm insane. So are you. So if you don't like it, subscribe to the 6 Scale. He said 6 Scale Cantina. Dude, I think you might have copied it. But hey, subscribe to Aries as well. Aries is a great dude. I'm sure most of you are already subscribed to 6 Scale Cantina, but if you aren't already, definitely subscribe to Aries.
I think he's drinking too much spotchka.
I think he is, or maybe it's the tapeworm. It might be the tapeworm that's taking over him. I thought it was a game remake for The Last of Us. So apparently he said he's doing both. I did see a post about the game remake, but I also heard that he was doing for the show as well. So I have not confirmed the show portion, but I've had multiple people reach out to me and tell me that. But I did, as I was scrolling through the comments earlier, preparing for the dream, I did see him mention the game remake. But you know who else I could actually see taking a stab at the Last of Us figures is 3-0, because they do all the HBO license stuff. So I could see them taking a stab at it as well. Although I'm still waiting on them to finish the rest of the kids from season 1 for Stranger Things. I don't know what happened to them. Those Mike and Will were supposed to be shown in September, so not sure what's going on with that. But yes, in Narcos as well. I've only seen bits and pieces of Narcos, but he's such an incredible actor, dude. Monica, it's a lot to type out, dude. I don't blame him. But you got to remember, Insane One, he's in all these streams, dude. You can't avoid him, but you don't want to avoid him. Yes, exactly. Perfect timing. You have to wonder. Our man Aries. Too bad Aries wasn't in here to see that. Would have been a great moment. Matt is in here. No Night Train. No, Lane will be in here. He's running a little late tonight, but don't you worry. Collecting Madness will be here. Lane will be here. Sean will be here. Don't you worry. They'll all be here tonight. Monica, in my honest opinion, I think 3-0 has done great work, and then they've done subpar work from what I've owned. I think the 3-0 Stranger Things figures definitely are subpar. From the ones I have in hand, I'm not a huge, apart from the Demogorgon. The Demogorgon is honestly very, very nice, but the kids, honestly, they haven't gotten the best treatment. But I will say, like Jon Snow and Daenerys, the ones I have in my collection, I think they did a great job on them. I also have Tyrion. I have Arya. I think those are all great figures. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to show you guys this from from Uncharted. I think this is a really exciting release. And if you guys are a fan of the video games, this is definitely really cool in my opinion. Another one that really excited me, which unfortunately we only have an unpainted head sculpt at this moment, is Dutch from Red Dead Redemption 2. This is from, he was in Red Dead Redemption 1, but this obviously is look from Red Dead Redemption 2. But we have some prototype photos of Dutch. So I'm glad to see that they are continuing with their Red Dead Redemption line. I will definitely, yeah, dude, it's incredible. I will definitely be picking these up. Like I said, I'm going to be pre-ordering probably through 1/6 kit. I'm going to be grabbing from him soon. I'm going to grab the Arthur Morgan and the John Marston. But I'm really, really excited to see what this Dutch looks like, because obviously Dutch was the head of the gang. He's the one that kind of set all the things in motion and also kind of set them in motion in the wrong way. Tom, I don't know if it's up for pre-order yet. When it does go up, I'm sure 1/6 Kit will have it. Kit usually puts up all of the Limb Toys figures. So let me scroll up real quick and see if there's any
Monica. I think Monica called it out and said it's not up for pre-order yet. I think Monica just replied.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, yeah, because these prototype photos say this is coming soon, and this was 2 days ago. So, but like I said, keep an eye out for on 1/6 Kit, because he's going to list them on there, I'm sure, because he sells all the Limb Toy stuff from what I've seen. But yeah. Yes, 8-Bit Flea. Glad there's some other Red Dead fans in here, dude. Like Red Dead 1, I put so much time into that game, man. So much time. We'd actually take a look at John Marston real quick. I thought this was funny too. So they had put up a poll to see what people thought about what look they should go with. So Lim was like, "Oh, it's 50-50. Fine, I'll give them both outfits." So dude, like this release, this John Marston comes with so much stuff. And also love to see this. Earlier this month, they updated the hair on him. So of course we love to see some improvements before pre-order phase ends. So we got an updated hair sculpt on them just to make it a little bit more refined. I'm definitely keeping an eye on this company, guys. They're doing a lot of cool stuff. I know some people aren't a fan of third party, but like, who's ever going to do licensed Red Dead figures? I don't ever see it happening. So like, if this is my option for Red Dead, I'm going to have to go with it. Oh, they actually do come with a dope base. If you're talking about the Red Dead stuff, let me find the John Marston post. His base is incredible, and so is Arthur's. But let me see if I can find John Marston. He has like a dragonfly sipping out of water on the base. It's so cool, man. Look at this. This is a Metal Gear Solid tease. I don't think that ever happened, but here's another little shot of Dutch here with his mustache and everything colored in. Let me see if I can find that photo. Oh, here's a photo of John Marston here. Look at that base, man. Wow. That's super cool. For a third party, dude, like they're doing some cool stuff. And look at all these accessories, man. Look at all this stuff. You got all these different looks from Red Dead Redemption 1. Like, this is my look here for John, with that bandolier going across his chest and that kind of like denim style, like cut off jacket. Like, that's my favorite look right there. That's what I've heard, Trevor. And by the way, Trevor, good to see you guys. If you haven't already, check out Trevor from 1/6 Shooter. I love his streams. I always tune in when I can. But yeah, Trevor, I've heard great things about the Arthur, and I was waiting to see if they did a John Marston. I'm like, dude, if they do a John Marston, I'm all in. They did a freaking John Marston. So I'm like, I'm so glad they did a second run, or maybe it's the third run. I'm not positive, of the Arthur Morgan, but I'm excited I'm able to get in on it. And then they also did an extra sculpt, because if you guys haven't played the second game, at one point Arthur gets really sick. And they have a sculpt where he looks sickly, and there's kind of like this shadowiness under his eyes. I think that's really cool. There we go. Insane One says, fixing typos. Leave a like here. Hottoys Hotline, Mr. Mom Collectibles, feed that algorithm. Got it this time. It's okay. We forgive you. We forgive you. It gave us a reason to plug our friend Aries over at Siscale Cantina. But yes, guys, really, really cool releases. I'm really excited to check these out. I can't wait to get them in hand and see what their quality is like. But I definitely wanted to talk about those. Moving on to what Ryan here is really excited to talk about.
Oh, man, I can't wait.
So, guys, I mean, Mars Toys, if you're a fan of the classic Batman films, 89 Batman, Batman Forever, I mean, Mars Toys has you covered. They're definitely listening to fans, and they definitely see a hole in people's collections for a lot of these figures. Guys, this release here of the 89 Joker, and Ryan, I'm going to let you take it away, but I just want to say real quick, like, this is incredible, guys. 3 head sculpts. Ryan, tell us about this figure.
This is actually, I can honestly say, this is the first figure, 1/6 figure, that I pulled a Nate and I army build, and I bought 2 of these. I pre-ordered 2 because I'm just so excited for Mars Toys. They're killing it. I mean, that's why I turned my camera off for a second, because I didn't get a chance to prepare. But for those who, this is the Mars Toys Joker that obviously it's a recast from the Hot Toys version. When I saw this, I mean, is it perfect? Absolutely not. It's, there's definitely, but this would cost $150, compared to 600, and the sculpt, you know, it's I think it's completely suitable. Absolutely. As a standalone piece, it's kind of hard because it's, you know, like I said, it's third party. But next to an 89 Batman, you forget that it's a third party figure. So this is great. Um, I'm so excited about this. I've been following Mars Toys with the production of this one for a while, probably like most people, where I saw them do early prototype pictures of this Joker unpainted, like just the raw sculpt. I was
Yeah.
just so excited for this. I looked at it and was like, how do I only get one of these for someone who's an 89 fan like myself? Because of the variations of like this pose, but then I like the excuse me, the other pose where it has him holding the cane, like yeah,
Oh
right,
yeah,
like,
right
and
here.
that sculpt is too good to leave in a box. That sculpt, I mean, even if it drops off a few percentage points like from the final product and it like a little bit, I mean, it's still, how do you, you know, how do you keep that in the box? I don't know. It's just, and these poses that they're doing, they're killing it. Absolutely love it. It comes with so much stuff. And I really like Mars Toys because they're really filling a void, especially if you're like me, you're an 89 Batman fan. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't care when it says, like, people always talk about like the, you know, 89 is going to be coming back probably when this Flash movie, where it's going to be Batman fever kind of all over again with whichever Batman. It could be Ben Affleck, but, you know, for me, Keaton coming back is going to be awesome. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, for
you know,
sure.
yeah, I know we're going to talk about it, but JazzInc's got the Batmobile launching tomorrow. And so 89 Batman, man, is definitely coming back. And I really like that Mars Toys, and for third party, they're just filling a void, because I know Hot Toys would never venture out and probably do something like this. If they did anything, it'd probably be a 2.0 of this version. So for them to do like an unpainted version of him like this is just so phenomenal. And it's 150 bucks, like, or $160. Like, how do
Right,
you,
very fairly priced, because guys, like you see third party stuff, some of it's getting expensive, and it's good to see a company not only doing what collectors are wanting them to do, kind of filling in the void, but also pricing things accordingly, because they're not paying licensing fees and such, so they can afford to do
yeah.
things much cheaper. And yeah, like Ryan said, Mars Toys is definitely coming in fair with the prices. That's about what you would expect for a figure. And this like Ryan said, this comes with a lot of stuff, guys. Like,
And they added stuff too. I mean, they're listening to people's concerns, because I know people are talking about like, oh, like this scene here. This scene was when he was first taking over as mob boss, and he electrocuted he, you know, shook his hand and he electrocuted him. He didn't have the buzzer in his hand, and I guess people spoke up and said, oh, you should really add the buzzer. They just made a post recently saying, yeah, we're going to
yeah,
include the buzzer at no cost, which is really awesome, which is really great that
yeah.
they're doing that. That's so cool that
I
they're
totally agree.
adding
I
stuff.
love to see stuff added with no added cost, of course. But sometimes, hey, if there was an added cost, I'd take it if it was
Yeah,
something I really wanted,
100%,
for
absolutely, but
sure.
that looks so cool, like, and these photos are just selling this thing, so I'm really excited for this release. I can't wait. And it's
Yeah,
actually, it's a fairly good quick turnaround, if I'm not mistaken. This is like Q3 of this year. This is a pretty fast turnaround, Q3, Q4.
yeah. I think they
It's
mentioned it
pretty,
somewhere for
I
sure. Let
think
me scroll
so.
up real quick, because I do have I do know that they posted a photo, like you said, of the buzzer.
Yeah,
Here we
there
go.
it is, yeah,
So there's the
so, I mean,
buzzer
for
hand,
those
super
who are
small.
89 fanatics, they're including the buzzer, so that's just more
And look
movie
at the
magic.
texture on that glove, man. That looks really, really good. But yeah, this is cool, guys. I'm excited for this company, just because, like Ryan and I were saying, they're doing different stuff. I want to touch on some comments here, and then we're going to move on to the one that excites me the most. Um, Craig says, Lim is great. They're always pushing their craft and listening to collector feedback. And I agree. Like, I've been going through and reading a lot of the comments in that group, because I'm just recently really getting into that company and what they've been doing. And I could see that there's a lot of communication there that we are really hoping for with all of these companies, really. And it's great to see. And it's great to see that they're making updates to figures as the pre-order phase moves on. Like I said, they updated the hair on John Marston. Really, really cool to see, for sure. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, Carlito is here. Good to see you, Carlito. Carlito says, "What's up, fellas? What's up, Carlito? Hope you're doing well." Kaju says he's also grabbing 2 of those Jokers. Very cool, dude. Like I agree with Ryan. Me personally, if I do end up getting one, I'm only going to get one just for space purposes, but I could see why you would get multiples. There's just so many options with those different head sculpts and stuff. I definitely totally understand that. Monica says the new Mars Toys Joker is hella cheap. It's only 1,000 Hong Kong dollars. Wow, that is very cheap. That's crazy. Bantha Boy says I need to leave the white face version on. Yes, yes. And you guys know what else someone needs to tackle is Mr. Freeze, Arnold Mr. Freeze. That's what I want. I'm really hoping, I know JazzInc had mentioned it, Juice had mentioned that they're interested in doing that. I really hope they go through with it. See, Monica's right here. Give me Mr. Freeze. That's what we need, man. We need Mr. Freeze.
Dude, if you say Mr. Freeze, I'm gonna say George Clooney Batman. I'm sorry, need him.
But Mr. Freeze first, and then if like we get him, they're like, cool, here's your Batman.
The USB powered Mr. Freeze. Come on.
Hell yeah. Where does he get all these wonderful toys? I just got my Mars Toys Mike. I'm not gonna even pronounce that. For 180 with one head sculpt. This for 167 is a great price. I agree. Yeah, it's definitely good value. And like I said, third party, they should be kind of pricing accordingly. Some companies, they kind of price themselves out, in my opinion, but I think Mars Toys is doing the right thing. But guys, this one really excites me. Really, really excites me. Jim Carrey as the Riddler, guys. Like, and this kind of shows you that this company is evolving. They went from just kind of recasting a Hot Toys head sculpt to doing some nice original work. And I think this is really, really cool. I absolutely love Jim Carrey as the Riddler. I know some people have mixed opinions, but I think he did a great job, and he put a lot of effort, he put a lot of soul into it. So we have Jim Carrey as the Riddler. This is definitely one I'm going to be picking up for sure.
100%.
I think he looks fantastic. I don't know about you, Ryan, but I think this sculpt is great. I think it looks really
yeah.
good.
I mean, I know that they just who was it? I don't even know who it was. Came out with there's another third party version that came out,
and this one looks way better.
It does look. I think the sculpt does look. I'm being generous. I'm not being Hot Toys critiquing. I definitely think the sculpt does look a little off to me. Like it's like, you know, but for third party, and I know this price is going to be like $160.
The Riddler himself just came in. Chris from Collecting Madness. Chris is like, why am I the Riddler?
It's similar if I shaved.
But
no,
I know this price is going to be inexpensive, so obviously you're going to be grabbing this. The other photo of him looks really great with the hat on. That looks
look at that.
Yeah,
everybody. We always talk about those tongue
I'm not sure about
everybody.
Yeah, I don't know about the tongue expression, but the hat looks spot on.
I kind of like it because that's really his personality in that movie, is just really goofy and kind of over the top, and like always getting in Two-Face's, getting on Two-Face's nerves, getting in his face. So I kind of like it. But
an awesome one. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah,
this is dropping next month, I think.
Yeah, Mars Toys has been pretty quick. This is definitely my favorite look here with the hat and everything. I think that's what I would do when I end up picking mine.
Oh man, I can't wait for this.
Are there pics from the waist down, Eddie? I don't think so. No. I think these are the only two photos. But I agree. I agree with that question there, because I would like to see the overall proportions. But just looking at the upper body, it looks pretty decent to me. By the way, guys, 72 people in here. Thank you so much for being here. I think as soon as someone as handsome as Chris came in, we just started getting more viewers instantly. Thank you, Chris, for that. Appreciate you, man. Yes, he does use a cane, so I imagine he will come with the cane as well.
That's the signature piece, the gold cane.
Yeah, he should come with that, I imagine. I doubt they would leave that out, but I'm excited to see everything that he comes with, to see the overall proportions. I think this is really cool. Yeah, what else is Mars Toys going? Oh, actually, we do have something else from Mars Toys.
Some top secret information.
Yeah, top secret. So Ryan actually sent this to me because I believe you were chatting with the gentleman from Mars Toys. Is that how you got this?
On Instagram. Yeah, I saw this on Instagram, and I reached out to Mars Toys on Instagram, and I actually asked them, and I said, are you guys doing a Two-Face? Because there is a Two-Face that just launched. Like I said, I don't know who made it. There is a Two-Face that just came out. It doesn't look that great to me. The sculpt looks completely off, but I was going to reluctantly think about getting it. And so I reached out, I messaged Mars Toys, and the guy just randomly, he's like, yeah, we're doing it. He goes, and then I just randomly got this photo, and I'm like, oh. So I saved the photo because I was going to send it to you, and then Mars Toys retracted it. So obviously I wasn't meant to get this. They retracted it off of Instagram, so it's not in my messages anymore. But I saved it because I sent it to you.
So, I'm just now finding out about this, and now I'm going to get a cease and desist from Mars Toys. No. Okay. But yeah, this is so thank you, Ryan, for getting this. This is the
guy did message me afterwards and said it was fine. He did.
Okay,
cool. I did have a conversation with them.
Oh, Kumar, I didn't see you in here, my friend. Good to see you, Kumar. I hope you're doing well. Kumar says, guys, besides the sculpt, how are the bodies by Mars Toys articulation? Maybe somebody in the chat can answer along with Ryan. I don't own any figures from them.
Ankles are not good. They're not. I mean, this one here, I have to keep on a base stand because he will fall over. So the ankles are weak on this. A little bit, not terribly loose, but the ankles on this are very.
I'm too weak.
They're very. You can see they're very flimsy. So this will fall over if it's standing on its own. So I do have to have a generic stand with him.
So hopefully moving forward, maybe they make some changes and the articulation and such will be a little bit better. I imagine they want to improve, but we'll see. JDK asked places to pre-order. I'm searching 1/6 kit for you right now. I don't know if they carry them or not. Let me see. It looks like they do carry a lot of the Mars Toys figures. Yeah, so they do have them on 1/6 kit. So if somebody wouldn't mind dropping a link in the chat, if you don't mind, one of the mods maybe for 1/6 kit for the Joker, or I don't know. I don't think the Riddler's up yet. We talked about that, but the Joker and Oswald Cobblepot from the Batman and stuff are all on 1/6 kit. I just checked. But yes, this is really exciting, Ryan, because like you said, the other one, there are in-hand photos, and the body is just really off. I think it looks like a kid cosplaying as Two-Face. And this one I'm really excited for because obviously it seems like Mars Toys is doing a better job on a lot of these releases. So I think the sculpt looks pretty decent. I think they did a better job at making this one look less cheap. Obviously, it's hard to do because this is such a bad, in my opinion, I think the original Two-Face design is horrible. It's just so goofy and like fake looking. But it has a charm to it because of that, right? But yeah, this is funny that you got these photos, though, and it's hilarious that you just told me that. They're like, oh yeah, they retracted. I'm like, oh, thanks, Ryan. Thanks for telling me that, man. But I'm glad they gave you permission. Cool.
Yes.
I don't know if there's anything else from Mars Toys this week. I think that's probably it. But now let's move on to this. Before we get into Harry Potter, guys, we're going to move on to this. This is another one, guys. Had me really, really happy to see this. We briefly took a look at the early prototype of the head sculpt, I believe, on last stream. Moose Dream says the Two-Face one is bad. I want to see like full photos. I think the overall sculpt is better than the other one. I want to see obviously full photos of the outfit and everything. I just think the design of that Two-Face is not good. So it's going to be hard to make a figure that looks good, truth be told. Thank you, Insane One. I appreciate you, my friend. Sorry, I had the link pulled up and then I lost my thoughts. I was like, maybe one of our great moderators will pull it up for me. I appreciate you, man. Commander Crook, good to see you as always, my dude. I see Commander Crook in the chat. Rock, good to see you. He says, I need Mars Toys to make homeless nice coat guy from Batman Begins. That'd be hilarious, dude. That'd be really cool. Who knows, man? They're, like I said, they're kind of digging into that niche there, and they're doing some stuff that a lot of people don't expect. So it's really cool. Oh yeah. So Matt, as we pull this up, I thought Matt's comment was hilarious because, you know, so this is the SooSoo Toys Geralt of Riviera from The Witcher. Unfortunately, Henry Cavill is no longer playing Geralt, but thankfully we're getting a figure of him, and I'm very excited because I loved him as The Witcher. So this is really exciting for me. But yeah, as Matt said, they have this like kind of 3D effect to mask what the prototype looks like as like a little teaser. So yes, we are finally getting a Henry Cavill Geralt of Riviera. So I think that's really cool. Let's see.
Sculpt looks interesting. I like it.
I think it looks great. And we took a look at the photos previously that were unpainted, and the likeness is definitely there. And even from the side here, I think it looks great. And the hair is looking pretty good too, from what we could see. Obviously, it's kind of hard to tell. But my main concern was the proportions on the body, and I'm liking what I'm seeing here. I think SooSoo Toys is just getting better and better. And as we say that, the man himself, TK, has been begging for you all stream to be here, Lane. He's your number one fan.
Good.
He kept saying, "Where's Lane? Where's Lane?" Look, the Lane crew is here. Yeah, Trevor.
Everybody.
Trevor, you know I'm not a big fan of rooted hair, but imagine if like Inart took a stab at this with some rooted hair. That'd be pretty crazy. That'd be awesome.
I think one thing, Inart, I would like to see him do some licenses, like, you know, doing Witcher or something that's different from what we've seen Hot Toys do. So it's not necessarily we're trying to look at different. We're allowing each company to kind of do their own licensing or thing, and then we can say, hey, well, you know, like you've talked about with the Stranger Things, the figures, you know,
exactly.
So different makers being able to do different characters and things. We're not trying to look at Superman versus Superman and having to look for the minutest differences, what could look better or not between them, or the suit or whatever with them. We can say, hey, look at, you know, he did Harry Potter, and they did whatever the figure is. These are totally different figures, but here's what's so good about this one, and here's what's so good about this one, maybe in comparison to that one or something. You know? I think that would be kind of cool. So we're not also getting all the same characters, you know, because that's what creates burnout sometimes.
Yeah, and that's why this is kind of so exciting to me, you know, because there have been video game versions of The Witcher, obviously, because that's first and foremost where Witcher fans' minds are. But it's really cool to see that we're getting Henry Cavill's portrayal. Rack. So Rack says Inart needs to do the Goonies. I'm guessing you're the one in the Facebook group that made that post earlier. And dude, if someone did the Goonies, I'd be so happy, dude. If we like I said, at the very least, if we just got Sloth, dude, I'd be so excited, man.
Well, it'd be interesting to see. I think Harry Potter is a good first one to see before something more 80s obscure like the Goonies, to see how they handle somewhat younger looking characters and stuff. Because as you've shown us sometimes with who's the main? It's 3-0? Are they the ones who have done Stranger Things?
Yes, sir. 3-0.
So
yep.
The younger kid figures have not come out the best.
Yeah, I told you, dude. I couldn't believe how bad they were. I couldn't believe it.
And guys, we know 3-0 has been up and down sometimes a human figure, but we know they make good figures. You just have to look at
the Game of Thrones figures. Most of them are fantastic.
Yeah. Or the Transformers figures are absolutely amazing. So it's not like 3-0 is Star Ace, where we just say everything is
not even
on
close.
fire.
Yeah.
Just you want to throw in the fire bin.
Exactly.
They produce. We know they make good stuff that is well made. So it's just. Third party is cool, but it also like to see the third party, get a license, or be licensed maybe to do stuff.
I think SooSoo, they probably have that in their minds for the future. Maybe not right now, but they're doing such a good job. Like, dude, if they went licensed, they would kill it even more than they already are. Because obviously there is a group of collectors that won't buy unlicensed figures, and I've never had that mindset. I don't own a lot of third-party stuff. I think I have one third-party figure right now, but I'm starting to get into it more because I'm realizing, like, a lot of this stuff these companies are never going to do. So SooSoo and Lim Toys and Mars
you got to be
Toys.
willing to use them. You may not use them. You may not use them for your Cavill Superman or
Exactly.
whoever the main Superman is.
I agree with that.
But like Polka Dot Man, if you're thinking about buying King Shark, but you're like, well, Peacemaker's sold out, and I can't get him, or I'm going to have to pay extra money to get him to put with King Shark. Who else? I want to at least have maybe a couple characters. So maybe you have to like buy a Birds of Prey Harley and kit bash it or something like that to get it to be that version or something. Third party is good for filling out some of those things, without having to spend $1,000, as much as a statue.
Well,
to make your own.
The Toys Era Green Goblin is the one who turned me off getting the Hot Toys one because it just couldn't. It's just so good, and I can't between the Green Goblin and the advanced suit and the regular. Like it's too much money to buy two Hot Toys, so I opted to get the advanced suit Hot Toys version and keep the Toys Era one because it's just
you can fill in a spot where you might want another character.
The proportions might be a little off, I'm assuming, because he looks a little too thinned out, but it's not worth you spending the money personally.
Yeah, I mean, if you're happy with it, there's no sense in getting a Hot Toys one,
Yeah, I think he looks great, but so he's my guy.
Yeah, see, I waited for the Hot Toys one, so. But real quick, guys, some guy makes a good point. If you guys aren't in the Hot Toys Hotline Facebook group, I highly recommend jumping in. Every time something new happens, whether it's in pop culture or a new release from some company, either me or Matt or Chris, there's so many of us, there's so many of us in the Hot Toys Hotline Facebook group that are on top of these releases or these news, these announcements. So definitely hop on over. There is a link in the description as well if you're unable to click on the one in the chat. But definitely join the Facebook group, guys. It's a good time. Matt, I don't know the answer to that. If somebody in the chat is more versed with SooSoo toys, I know they did I remember them saying they were putting a temporary hold on shipping, but I don't know if that's up or not. So if somebody knows in the chat, definitely feel free to shout that out.
Shipping might be too expensive for them. I mean, we're talking about the material support.
Yeah.
Yes, not giving away swoop bikes. Thanks, HTH. Hot Toys Night. HTN, I mean, the Hot Toys Nightmare, who is my nightmare. So quick question, because I just I just walked in. I literally walked in from work, sat down, and hopped on here.
That's dedication.
While trying to finish eating some some Chinese food quick, I had left over from lunch. No swoop bikes are giving.
We appreciate
Monica. Stop encouraging him. That he's an enabler, man, in so many different ways, even if not for himself.
That's true.
But have you guys already discussed the sold out stuff, or was that later?
So that's going to be later. So we're gonna.
So not
way to spoil it.
I mean, some of these people came over. Yeah, some of these people came from Nate Stream.
Well,
so
I just needed to find out.
We're going to talk
because,
about that later.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you're starting with mostly because obviously Hot Toys is on hiatus right now. It's mostly
that's why third party and stuff. They're coming in clutch for us this week, and also JazzInc. We're going to talk about that JazzInc Batmobile here very shortly. Let's address some comments. Oh, TK says also join the Discord. Yes, guys, if you want to join a Discord platform, we do have the link to my Discord, Star Wars memorabilia and lore. If you're not in there, we talk about more than Star Wars, by the way, but it's primarily a Star Wars Discord for Hot Toys, 3.75 scale, what have you. But we talk about Marvel and all that other stuff in there too.
And don't worry, you can you can relive the past glories of the Dirty Disher while on there too, and most people will know what you're talking about.
There you go.
I'm just filling in for Sean here real quick. Don't worry. That's the only time I'm going to refer to you or bring it up the entire stream.
That's all right. Sean will be here later. I'm sure he'll remind me. Owen, good to see you, by the way. Owen says Mars Toys are also working on a Wonka. I did not know that. Is it a Gene Wilder Wonka? Is it a Johnny Depp?
Me, bro.
I hope
it's Gene Wilder. That's
if it's Gene Wilder, I would be interested.
We were
Johnny
talking
Depp,
about that too.
Yeah, dude. If it was a Gene Wilder, I'd be very. I mean, I'd still get. I'd like Johnny Depp as well, but Gene Wilder's the GOAT, man.
That's one of my dream figures.
Gene Wilder's such a legendary actor. I'd love to see him.
I just can't get those Oompa Loompas out of my head.
Yeah, that's a nightmare, especially from the new Charlie, one. Yeah,
that one I just was like, no, what is it? What am I watching?
12-inch Moose Stream says Hot Toys Hotline needs to get to 1,000 subs. Spread the word. I appreciate you, my friend. Guys, if you haven't already and you're here, drop a like on the stream and subscribe if you haven't already. We'd really appreciate it. Help us get to that 1,000. Right now, we're going for 750, but eventually our next goal will be 1,000. But definitely appreciate that, Moose Stream, for sure. Clone Trooper has an important question, Lane. He says, how do I sign up for the Swoop Bike giveaway?
And Thick Bantha Boy being there, too. Oh, my gosh. Jeez. So
Gene Wilder, Lane.
Yeah, Gene Wilder, on Scary Boat with. I'm gonna stick you all on the wacky boat.
Yeah, the LSD scene.
And until you guys all coming out is like curled on the floor, sucking your thumbs in the fetal position. But no, there are not going to be any swoop bikes.
No way, bro. He comes with an Oompa Loompa. Stop. There's no
that. That would be cool. That's
cool, man.
Is that
I never
third
saw
party?
that. Yeah, it's Did he say Mars Toys? I think he said Mars Toys. Dude,
okay,
that's incredible.
We're gonna have to look at that, but they're gonna have to nail that pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. But so there's no photos or anything yet, I'm guessing. Did they make a post about it, or was because I know they're sneaky. They'll like say stuff in the comments on other posts when people ask. Oh yeah, we can't forget about that. Let's see. What do we got here? Monica says, sub to my boy Connor. Brother has skin in the game. I appreciate that, man. The Collector, by the way, good to see you as always. He says, how are you not 1,000? I guess I'm not that great yet to be at 1,000. I haven't quite reached the 1,000 totem pole yet. But hey, we're chilling in the 700.
Slow
climb. That's true. Gotta appreciate the ride, right? Lane, just don't clonk us or whatever that is his finishing move.
Yeah,
not whatever it is. That is his finishing move, and you don't want to see it. You don't want to see it happen because it will be devastating. I think it's time, though, guys. I think it's time we talk about this beast of a vehicle here. Oof. Beast of a piece and beast of a price as well. So, guys, for those that aren't aware, the pre-order starts tomorrow for the 89 Batmobile from JazzInc. I will say, even though I am priced out on this one, we are going to talk about the price. I think this is a very exciting piece. As you know, Ryan and I have recently many times talked about wanting a 6-scale 89 Batmobile, and we're holding out hope that Hot Toys will do one. This one definitely excites me. It's just, guys, the price. This one's $14.99. There is an option to do 12-month payment plans, but unfortunately, just that price just prices me out personally. I'm not saying that that's a bad price. It's too high for me. I'm thinking like the DeLorean prices, like $800 around that, and like that's good for me. And like I will shell out money for the N1, because obviously when that happens, that's going to be $1,250 plus. So I will shell out money for that, but that's also like a large vehicle, and they may do a set with the figures and stuff, so I could justify it then. But knowing that Hot Toys will most likely do some form of the Keaton Batmobile, I'm just going to personally hold out for this one. But I do think this is really, really cool, and I do want to get the panel's thoughts on this. Start with Ryan. Like, Ryan, what are your thoughts on this piece? You briefly mentioned it on Nate's stream earlier today. But what are your thoughts in terms of the price? Are you excited for this release? Is this tempting for you? I know that you really want an 89
Well, you know, it was
Batmobile.
tempting because I think I messaged you about it. It says I might actually think about it, and you were like, "Really?" You know, because originally I was absolutely not. And because I remember he was on Mafia's stream and they talked about the 89 Batmobile, but to be honest with you, I didn't know how close that was to fruition in terms of it being an actual pre-order. And then here we are. So it was actually a couple weeks. And so I saw this. This is one of my big three in terms of 1/6 scale vehicles: the DeLorean, which I have paid off, waiting on that, the Ecto 1, and then this. Those are my three movie cars. If I could have them all in 1/6 scale, like, I'd be a happy person. I am priced out on this, but however, for those, to be fair, when you say I'm priced out, they do offer a payment plan of $100 a month. I think it's like 100. I think,
which if you were smart with your pre-orders, that's doable, right?
Which that's why I said to you, that's what made me like, dude, I might do this. And then you're like, really? I'm like, yeah, because if it's $100 a month, it's like kind of. To be fair to everybody, like, I looked at my spreadsheet because I have an Excel spreadsheet with all my pre-orders on them. It just doesn't fit in the cards for me. Like, that extra 100 a month to other people may not be anything, and that's great if you could do it. For me, believe it or not, that consistent $100 a month, that does change my monthly kind of fluctuation, because I have other Hot Toys I'm committed to, and I have stuff. I have Hot Toys committed all year technically. I have a couple.
Right, you were getting sucked into these pre-orders, guys. So it's
so it's just one place, wrong time, honestly.
Yeah, we're not trying to crap on the price. It is pricey, but that's JazzInc. Like, that's their price usually. You know, that's nothing abnormal for JazzInc. That's what we expect from JazzInc in terms of their cost, because obviously they have a price point that they'd like to stay in.
And just like the 66 Batmobile, it looks cool. Tomorrow, kudos to you. I wish you nothing but and I'm sure you're going to get a fantastic piece, light up, all the detail work. I mean, you're going to get what you pay for. So it's going to be money. Like, it's going to be great. I love, great to all those that are going to get it. But for me, I'm going to hold out for Hot Toys. The only thing about Hot Toys, which is kind of like, because I was talking to Nate about it, he said apparently, and I didn't know this because I wasn't following it really with the Flash, that the new one is supposed to be a 4-seater.
Yeah, it is a 4-seater. Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like,
at least from what, like, the concept art and stuff that we saw.
And I'm hoping I like the original 89. That's what I would like. So I'm fingers crossed they do a 2.0 and they just reissue the 89. So I'm holding out for that.
So we have some comments here on what we were talking about. Rack says $100 a month is not that bad. Bigger down payment makes it cheaper. And yeah, I agree. I mean, so for me personally, it's like, by the way, guys, a little golf clap for me. Finally, my freaking Apo with the Bark Speeder converted. So I just dropped my pre-order for the Apo. So the one that got away, guys, at 2 a.m, your boy was asleep. I missed out on it. I got to drop my pre-order. I had faith in the wait list. I'm glad I didn't grab them anywhere else, because I really wanted to get some sideshow rewards. But yes, I got my pre-order in on the Apo Speeder. Now, that being said, guys, look at my roadmap, right? The DeLorean's coming next month. I've got 2 speeders on pre-order. I'm going to be getting the ATRT. I'm going to be getting the N1. So it's like, I do agree with Ryan. This is more so like timing for me. It's like, it is a lot of money, and I've also got a lot of other stuff that I'm committed to. And of course, I'm going to put the DeLorean first. First and foremost, the DeLorean comes first for me. And then the N1, like Insane One and others have pointed out, like, the M1's like looming over our heads. The collector says it's hanging over our heads. Like, yes, it is. It's around the corner, guys. I truly do believe it. I know at first I wasn't super sold on whether that was going to come out or not, but over the past few months, I've really changed my mind on that. I do think it's going to happen. And like Monica said too, even like in terms of the talks of another 89 Batmobile from Hot Toys, a lot of times Hot Toys will remove old stuff from the secret base location so that they can put the new things in. And they did remove the old 89 Batmobile recently from secret base. So that could be a sign that they're going to be doing a 89 Batmobile here in the near future. We already know that we're waiting for that Batcave set, that Keaton Batman Batcave set. And I'm really, really excited to see what happens with that. So, yeah, Kumar, I think there's going to be some good releases for the Flash movie. I really do. We'll touch on a couple more comments here. Matt says Connor would be at 1,000 subs if he had a Screaming Goats clip. No, I can't steal Nate's thunder. He has coined the Screaming Goats clip.
We have a Lane. That's all we need.
Exactly. We have a Hulk. That's Lane's our Hulk. don't mess with us. We got a lane. But Rack says my subscription has been a lot. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Rack. I appreciate that, man. And I saw some other people subscribe. I really do appreciate it, guys. Truly, really, really do appreciate it. Yeah, this is a super pre-order. I like that. I've never heard that before. This is a super pre-order. Like the DeLorean, that's a super pre-order. M1, that's a super pre-order. That ATRT, if you're getting more than one, those are super pre-orders. Definitely. OG Mando says, "What's up, everyone, and my boys? What's up, OG? Good to see you." Let's see. Yes, Matt, that is 4 Hot Toys figures. That's the other thing. If you're like me and you're getting sucked into all these pre-orders, it's a hard decision to make.
5, like depending on what you get.
Right, that is true. I mean,
you think that's like if you were
Super Battle Droid, like Battle Droids, those are cheaper.
Yeah, that's like 5 of them almost before tax, 5 or 6 almost.
Yeah,
I mean that's the DeLorean before shipping. Like getting that new Captain America Falcon, which is $375.
$375, yeah.
And then, maybe Wonder Woman at $255. Like you could buy those 3 things, like 3 of the big releases, and probably pay off Bane for that much.
Yeah, it's a lot. By the way, Moose Stream, I'm going to need to see some pics, man. If you aren't in the Facebook group, definitely hop over when you get that stuff. I really want to see that 89 Batwing especially, dude. Like, that's going to be a beautiful piece. And Ryan and I were talking about that earlier. Like, those photos of that 89 Batwing, dude, are beautiful, man. That's a cool piece for sure. Let's see. CSI says, man, I would want to get this just to compare it to my Hot Toys 89, but I'm putting 1800 towards other things instead. Exactly. I mean, it's just timing for a lot of us. I mean, obviously this is a beautiful piece, and everybody who's a fan of Keaton Batman, like me personally, I think in terms of overall design, the 89 Batman is the best. Like that's the best Batmobile. But you know, my favorite translation into real life Batmobile is definitely the Batman Batmobile. So I'm going to be getting that one too. I know Hot Toys is going to do it. But it's just a matter of time, guys. We got to wait to see.
You have more faith than me.
Yeah, I definitely, because Hot Toys did make that post, right, like not long ago, saying there's more stuff coming from the Batman. It's probably been like 6 months or so since they said that, but they had a rear end shot of the Batman Batmobile, and they said stuff coming.
I'm not saying necessarily completely wrong, but it could be longer, maybe the Batman too, just with the Warner Brothers turnover.
Who knows? Yeah, who knows how they're going to space it out? But I mean, it's like kind of like the Attack of the Clones. Everybody lost faith in that Attack of the Clones wave too, because it was a while, right, when they said they were going to do it.
But at least they had a wave of that, not just one figure.
Yeah,
I mean, there were a couple of versions.
There were 5 SKUs though, so that there's 5 SKUs, and then you could get the Bat Cycle as well. So I was expecting more figures though. Like I honestly thought we would have seen a Riddler by now, but
I am very disappointed in that in terms of I thought we would get more, like you said.
But I think I truly think they will.
But I'm saying I could see maybe the Batman too, for something like the Batmobile, maybe, or something.
Yeah. Bantha Boy says, I couldn't recall if it was Clonk. It's been a while since Lane's been on a clonking spree. I'm still a bit shell-shocked from last time. Yeah, like I said, man, don't play around with Lane. Yeah. Carlito says, I wouldn't get this at this price. JazzInc has impressive-looking pieces, but they have their issues. At this price, I would be able to live with QC issues I've experienced with JazzInc products. So, like I said, I've never owned anything from them. I've seen some posts about, like, cracking and such, but I've never personally owned a product from them, so I have no experience with it personally. With good credit, you can get whatever you want. That is true, but you know what comes along with that? You got to pay the bill. Yeah. You got to pay the bill.
You can quickly spend too much and get bad credit afterwards.
Exactly. N1 is coming, Eric. I think so too. I really do. Let's see. I have an 89 Batwing on pre-order and made an angled acrylic stand. I'm getting this that's going to be sick, dude. You got to show us once again, guys. I love seeing your photos in the Facebook group, so definitely drop them in there if you haven't already. Fab's Conspiracy says, I'll wait and see what Inart does. Yes, that is the famous phrase right now. No way Hot Toys is not... I mean, we've talked about multiple vehicles. I don't know what he's referring to. No way Hot Toys is not reissuing the 89 Batmobile. Would be surprised to see them do the Flash 4-seater. Yeah, I mean, especially with all that Keaton stuff that we saw at the con, I think they're definitely going to be doing some more stuff for sure.
Andrea... Oh, sorry.
Real quick, and then you get your point. Misfit Wolf, good to see you, by the way. He says, Batmobile, DeLorean, and Ecto 1, iconic must-haves, N1, not so much. That's okay. I could totally understand that. I mean, obviously, the M1's the new kid on the block, right, compared to those others that you've mentioned.
well, just all of the iconic vehicles calling at the same time. I think that's one thing we can say is supposedly with an economic, recession hitting the world, already having hit some part of the world, and supposedly, people are not going to be spending as much on everything. It really doesn't seem the collectibles companies have gotten that memo yet, because Hot Toys is still putting stuff up. The statue companies, whether Sideshow or higher end, seem to be putting out tons of stuff all at the same time, making us go like, trying to figure out what we're gonna do as we drown.
That noise, man.
Sorry,
you got Chris turning on his mic.
So should I have Sean gone glug 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 glug?
Someone's gonna meme you. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Look who it is. Look who it is. Austin Nicholas. New here, but I know who you are, guys. You've seen him around. If you're on Let Your Geek Sideshow, 16 Republic, you ever seen the Jack dude putting figures in his detox? That's Austin. I've talked to Austin on Instagram. He hit me up one day. He was saying he loves my content. I said, likewise, dude. I think your stuff's hilarious. I love a lot of the posts you do. So it's good to see you in here, Austin. Awesome to see you in here.
His Instagram page is lit.
He is. He's killing me. He's killing me on Instagram.
His collection is as big as his muscles.
Right, I'm getting lessons from Brian and Insane One over here on Instagram. I'm an Instagram noob. I'm helping Ryan with YouTube, and Ryan's helping me with Instagram because I'm a noob on there. He's killing me. Both of them are, but Austin especially is. Austin's killing it, guys. Check out Austin. I think his handle is just at Austin Nicholas on YouTube. I believe so. So definitely check him out.
Peyton said, when I'll wait for the JND version. It's I don't know about J&D, but you guys saw for statue wise, Queen is doing that. The Anne Hathaway Catwoman in 1/6 scale and 1/3. That looks really awesome. Yeah. Can you imagine for them for a second if they did a statue like I don't know, let's say 6 scale, just so it's not. I mean, because it would be big. What if they did Keaton Batman when he's getting up out of like they did a base kind of was the cockpit and stuff of his Batmobile. And then it was actually Keaton Batman, like he was getting up out of it, standing inside of it for like one of the first shots where we saw him out of there.
That'd be dope.
Like a 6 scale or a 1/4 scale or something like. I mean, it would be huge, but something like that with how their detail they can do for faces and stuff. Yeah. Can you imagine if where it's not the whole thing, but it's like a larger piece, but focused on the upper part of the Batmobile and the cockpit area, if they did a statue like that of him getting out of it.
That would be, I like stuff like that. That'd be dope.
That, to me, that would be, that's way more complicated than what they're doing with the other thing. I'm not saying they can physically do it, but if you wanted a statue of that kind of scale, what we talk about, where it'd still take up space, but maybe would not 3rd scale, which would take up your entire shelf, or something like that.
Right.
But, I think this JazzInc Batmobile looks really cool. I'm like you. I'm not super familiar with JazzInc. I've seen some of their pieces. Like I saw unboxed.
Exactly. I've never owned anything from them.
66 Batmobile, the 66 Batmobile. I would watch someone unbox that.
Oh yeah, Michael sent me a video of that actually.
It actually was really cool, and it wasn't like super heavy where he wasn't like going trying to lift it or anything like that. It looked really cool. Right. I'm just. Even though I know they've had some licensed stuff, I am one of the people where you were commenting earlier is I will only buy licensed stuff, really. I don't. I think I bought maybe 2 small scale, 12 scale figures ever in my life that were just third party made figures and stuff. But I think this is cool, but I would rather wait for Hot Toys to do a 2.0 on theirs, even if they never did one, because I kind of know they're going to have the resource.
Right, their products. Yeah, their products.
And it still may have problems.
You've owned vehicles.
It still may have problems.
Right, and just like the DeLorean, we don't have the DeLorean in hand, but we've already seen some inaccuracies here and there, right? But at the end of the day, it's a good point.
I don't expect the likelihood for that where I'm going to, like you would say, and depending on how this is made too, with their plastic stuff, the likelihood we're going to open you're going to open the DeLorean door and there's going to a huge crack you're just going to see pop open in it, or you're going to open it and it just tears off or something like that, unless it was a major just the factory put it together wrong. And it's easy if you had something horrible like that, unless it's years later, you're picking it up 5 years later, you might be able to get it replaced. You know?
Yeah, and I don't want to speak
Easier.
on their quality too much because I don't own any of their products, but I'm sure as they've been getting feedback, they've tried to upgrade their materials where needed.
And to be fair, I have considered buying one of their pieces. I've considered actually buying the Ray, speeder that they did.
Yeah, and that's one a lot of people are really excited for. And that's actually my favorite look for Ray.
And it's not also because it's not super expensive. Like it's not cheap. It's like $350 or something like that. But it's not $1,500. You know. So if you had a Ray figure or you're a fan of her character, that's a perfect thing. You could get one of the Hot Toys because they're not all super expensive and stick it on there kind of thing and have a nice setup for it.
All right, let me address some comments here. So Kumar asked, do we guys live in palaces? He's like, how do you find spaces for the M1? So for me, I'm definitely going to be hanging the N1. I don't live in a palace. I may call it my palace, but it's sure not a palace. But I would definitely be hanging mine from the ceiling just because I've always wanted to do that. And I'm like, this is the perfect time to do that with like this big, giant, beautiful chrome ship hanging from my ceiling. So that's my plan. I'm going to get some chains from Home Depot and hang that bad boy from my ceiling. But most people they're going to be looking for coffee tables or like Chris, I'm sure if he were to pick it up, he would use like the upward space on his detolfs. That's just what a lot of people end up doing. But no palaces here. I could promise you, I haven't seen anybody's houses, but none of us live in a palace. Let's see what else we got here. Is there a reason why we still don't have a good Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer? Need to complete Batman Returns, dude. Michelle
Hot Toys.
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer is definitely a big hole, man. I would love to see a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. Obviously, we've seen some great statues of her, but no really good 6-scale figures. So I'm right there with you, dude. And I know Lane would probably be interested in that as well as Ryan. So we're right there with you, dude. We're shaking our hands at Hot Toys and everybody else for it. Dude, Bantha Boy, I saw that life-size penguin mask. It is beautiful. That Danny DeVito penguin, that's a really, really nice piece. Not something I would ever buy, but definitely a really cool piece for sure. Hot Toys Collector says, good morning/evening from Singapore. Good morning/evening to you. I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you as always. Carlito said he's still trying to crunch the numbers on the physics of getting an M1 properly displayed in your collection. Exactly, dude. There's a lot of planning that goes into that. Trevor giving us a little info here on JazzInc. He says, good quality stuff from JazzInc. Not everything is plastic, though. Some resin. And I'm guessing the resin is where people have issues. I have the Falcon cockpit. It's excellent. The Land Speeder is a bit of a tight fit for 2 figures. That's fair. Fair to say. Nice. Sluggin said he just paid off his 66 Batmobile. Congratulations on that. That's awesome, dude. I'm sure that's going to be a great piece in your collection for sure. All right. So, guys, we're now going to move on. Let's see what else we got here. 89 Batmobile, blah, blah, blah. Do we have everything? Okay, it is time, guys. It's time for what I am most excited to talk about tonight. Really, really excited to talk about this, guys. I told you guys, Inart had talked about doing Harry Potter. It was on their list. And you guys know how bad I've wanted these Harry Potter figures for the longest time. I've been telling you guys, like, I was so disappointed in the Star Race stuff. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for somebody to do 6-scale Harry Potter figures from the main films. Of course, Hot Toys did do the Fantastic Beasts figures, and I do own both of those. Lane dropped out, but he's back in now. I do own both of those. However, I wanted Harry Potter figures from the main films. Now, the reason that I'm really excited about this, guys, is they are covering the main films. Now, this first figure, I saw a couple people on Facebook saying that this is not the correct wand for Harry Potter. And for this version, that is incorrect. This is the correct wand. For those of you who haven't seen the films, Harry's wand did change between the films. And I remember reading an interview from Daniel Radcliffe, and he was saying that they thought that the wand design was too basic and they wanted to give him something with a little more character to it. So behind the scenes, that was their main reason for changing the wand. Of course, this is what he had in his hand when he was choosing his wand in the Ollivander shop in the Sorcerer's Stone. So this is the correct wand for this first film figure, because this is the Sorcerer's Stone Harry Potter. Now, I really do hope that they cover some more Harry Potter, maybe from Deathly Hallows Part 1 or 2. I was kind of talking about this earlier with Chris on the phone. Deathly Hallows Part 1 or 2. The Goblet of Fire would be awesome. But it's really, really exciting to see this finally, guys. I saw it at the bottom of that list almost, and I'm like, man, they're not going to get to that Harry Potter for a while. Yet here we are, guys. We finally got a tease of the Harry Potter. Before we move on to everybody's thoughts on this, because I know some people on the panel are really excited right there with me. I also want to point out that we have Hedwig's cage, guys. We're getting Hedwig, guys. Like I'm like over the moon. I don't know if you guys can tell how excited I am. I'm trying to contain my excitement. But when I saw this Hedwig cage, waking up this morning, guys, I lost my mind. I truly lost my mind because this is something I've been hoping for so long. So I'm really, really excited to see this. But we'll cover some of the comments in the chat. But Ryan, what are your thoughts on finally getting these Harry Potter figures from Inart?
This is an IP that I was always scared someone was going to do for multiple. I have like kind of multiple thoughts about it because I am really excited for it. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, as yourself. Like I'm a huge Potter fan, and the thing about this, this is definitely the first one that made me think about Inart. So far, anything about Inart, I just didn't like the figures. I had no interest in the figures that were in the lines that they were putting out. So that's where I was kind of just like pass. This is the first one that got my attention, especially because I'm not a huge fan of the Harry Potter because he was the same age really when he did Chamber of Secrets, the first movie and the second movie. They were pretty much the same age. So this figure kind of covers both movies. I like the older Harry from the Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, it was Half-Blood Prince because that's actually my favorite movie. So I like the older version of him. That's kind of the thing about this IP is like it's kind of hard with Inarts because each figure is probably going to be between $400 to $500, especially with this version. I think we talked about it. I would do rooted hair on this because his hair, he had like a bowl cut in the movie, and I think it being sculpted, it just wouldn't look right. So I think it being rooted would probably look a lot better if they did rooted hair with this, and I would do rooted hair on it.
And I said it too, right, guys? Everybody in the chat, everybody on the panel knows I don't like rooted hair, but for Harry Potter, and I agree with like that bowl cut look, I think the rooted hair would just be a much better look. And for Harry Potter, I am willing to shell out the money. I really am, because Harry Potter is very special to me, and again, I've been waiting for so long. So it's like, if this is what we're getting, and Inart has already kind of mentioned that they're not going to go too crazy into these
That's
lines.
what bothers me a little bit.
So I'm going to take what I can get, and I'm going to get the best of the best when it comes to Harry Potter, because it's important to me, right? Again, I wouldn't have preferred originally to get a Sorcerer's Stone version, but now seeing that Hedwig cage, I'm like, all right, I see what you're doing, Inart. I see what you're doing, and I like
that cage is probably gonna be metal.
I like it, dude. Yeah, it's gonna have real wood on the bottom.
And the wand
metal
grates. The wand is probably gonna be metal.
The wand's definitely real wood. It looks like so. It's gonna be cool, guys. Like this is the type of stuff I want to see. Like this is cool, man. And even them just showing us this, I'm like, dude, imagine like. I imagine the Hedwig's probably going to have rooted feathers. Like that's going to be sick, dude. Like I'm really.
That's what kind of concerns me about the price, because how much they dive into it. We're talking $400 or $500. This could even be more than that. So I do have to be kind of cautious financially about it and just not dive into it, because it is what it is. Like if it's not financially in my budget and I kind of have funds tied up already, I'm gonna have to pass on it as much as I want it. But I will say this is the first one that kind of piqued my curiosity more versus what anything else Inarts has been doing right now.
Yeah, and I kind of mentioned that, Monica, like they're probably not going to complete the line, but I think at the very least, based on what we've seen, especially with like the Lord of the Rings line, if at the very least, if they do the 3 kids, I'll be happy. Of course, being a big Harry Potter fan, I see people mentioning Sirius Black and stuff in the chat. Sid Vicious says Luna Lovegood. Right, dude. Like again, that's where I'm shelling out the money. If you give us a rooted hair Dumbledore with a rooted beard, like you're gonna suck me into rooted hair, even though I'm not a big fan of rooted hair, because I just absolutely love the Harry Potter films, dude, and I would love to see figures. Sluggin16 says, yep, like I said in the post you've been talking about in your streams, there you go, buddy. They're making them. Yeah, I'm really excited, dude. I'm really, really excited. Austin says he got the Starries Voldemort. Dude, that's the only one that I've looked at where I'm like, it's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. So definitely hit me up on Instagram or something once you open it. I know it was recently on sale on Sideshow for like 160, 170. So I'm sure it was worth it at that price. But were you about to say something, Lane?
Yeah, well, I'll speak for myself with this one. I'm honestly not that interested in it.
Yeah,
I'm probably the only one here because I was, already what? 21, 22 when Harry Potter came
like
out.
I was a child when these films started coming out.
Now, that being said, I saw like the first 2 in movie theaters like the opening weekend and stuff. I just didn't fall in love with them as much, and I didn't read the books.
Right.
I was Star Wars guy. This was about when the prequels finally came back, stuff like that. As much as they hurt me somewhat,
As much as they hurt you, yeah.
a little bit back in the day. That's what I was more locked into at the time. However, the first two Chris Columbus movies, especially the first one, I really enjoyed them. Like, I thought they created the best non-Star Wars, fantasy feel to them, because Star Wars is sci-fi fantasy. This, other than Lord, this was a magical time when this came out, because you had classic, and I use the terms old school, like Tolkien with the Lord of the Rings movies coming out. Mm-hmm. You had Harry Potter, which kind of used some of those elements, but then kind of did its own thing with the wizard, more wizards and stuff, which you didn't get a whole lot of.
You're a wizard lane.
Yep. And then you had the Hot Toys wizard.
That's true. There's wizards everywhere, man.
Yeah. And then you had, obviously, space wizards with lightsabers in the prequels.
That's basically what they are. That's basically what they are, Lane.
But I'm really excited for other collectors who are fans of this. I'm tempering my excitement because, as we were talking about a little bit, sometimes with 6 scale, with kid figures, we've had mixed results at best. Now, comparing Inart to some of the other things, whatever we've seen some of the final results, we can definitely say, at least prototype-wise, what they've managed to do for a lot of their stuff is impressive looking. How it ends up playing out when it's all put together in your hands and thousands of people's hands, we'll see what happens. But I think Dumbledore, if you raise a very good one, could be a good one, because they've already had practice, And
or Hagrid. Hagrid's another one. Rooted hair would really suit that
Hagrid. Well. And I'm putting in quotes here. Practice is because they've done Gandalf already, who.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a similar hair and stuff. Right, similar.
So Dumbledore might be expensive in comparison to the other.
Well, like I said, for me, it's Potters. I'd make the money out for him, because it's just so important to me. And real quickly, and I want to highlight this comment, because I really do like this comment. And HG is always spitting facts. He says, even though these aren't the figures I'll collect, it's things like this that make me happy for other collectors that do want them. And Austin agrees with him. He says that's the attitude, and I totally agree, man.
And then early workshop's got to go shoot a water spray at that.
Then, right. And Harry Potter gets a lot of hate, dude. Every time I've mentioned
Look at Euler. He's just oh yeah, here's a water spray all over.
Or here's Oilers being Harry Potter stuff.
Not gonna lie. I was in that boat for a little bit, and then Aaliyah, my fiance, she persuaded me to watch the films, and then I realized why I actually enjoy them and love them is because John Williams composes the soundtrack for that too, but the story,
as well as Star Wars,
is pretty amazing. It's an amazing story. So I'll definitely be picking Harry up. I did hear John to answer. I think it was one of the collectors. Who was it? HT collector. He had mentioned if there's any more.
Any other mentioned pieces.
I know John had said back in the summer of 22 that it was going to be Harry, Ron, and Hermione from the first film, and somebody else, but I don't remember, and I only remember that because I told my fiance, and she's more excited about these than I am, and I collect everything that I love, so I'm getting them, but if I didn't, she'd probably take this whole collection away. I'm just, but I'm gonna pick them up though, for sure.
I want Deathly Hallows the most, but I'm definitely
so do I.
For sure.
But Chamber of Secrets is my favorite film.
Yeah, this was
Misfit. I would get a Sirius Black as well. By the way, Sirius Black's one of my favorite characters. Professor Lupin, like we mentioned, Dumbledore.
I know they just need to. Well,
Harry Potter's is one of those rare anomalies.
Ginny Weasley,
where we can talk about where that is a movie series and maybe even a book series too that got better as it went on. The movies each improved on. Usually when you see sequels, they kind of go the reverse direction.
Right. Think of it this way: a lot of the kids this is their first time acting, especially their acting as the films went on. They got Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson and all them. They got better and better. Rupert Grint. They just got better and better as time went on.
And the stories got better as time.
Agreed.
Went on,
I totally agree.
J.K. Rowling's improved what she did, so she provided the source material that they were able to use as the basis. Got better, as Game of Thrones taught us. Without good source material, sometimes if you ever wonder how important the source material is, That's a show to watch and realize.
Don't
how
remind me,
important it
Lane.
is.
Don't remind me of season 8. Let me address some comments here, and then we're going to move on. So Austin says, I collect everything I like, which isn't convenient. Totally agree there. Austin also says, finally, I haven't been a Rooted Hair fan. I also haven't been on board with shelling out money for Inart, but this may tempt me. Yeah, and Austin, I heard through the grapevine that you're also a Harry Potter fan, so I'm glad you're excited with me. The guy that shall not be named, we want to have Rooted Hair. Yes, Rooted Hair Voldemort. He's gonna have some stubble on his head or something. Dude, that would be cool. TK says platform 9 3/4 diorama base. That'd be so fitting, dude. If they gave him the cart, can you imagine like what the possibilities are for this figure? They're showing us Hedwig and they're showing us a wand, but if they really go crazy with it, if they give us like his little cart that he went through the wall with when he first started school, that would be really, really cool. I'd be down with that for sure. But guys, I think we're gonna move on now. Are there any other comments here about?
Imagine
Here's our final
luggage or like accessories.
That's what I'm saying, like his luggage cart. Oilers said, I'm sure the figure will be amazing, but I was forced to read the first book my sophomore year in high school, and I was not having it. That's fair, dude. Matt, we're finally moving on. Matt says, I'm ready to see that in our Legolas. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are waiting for that, especially because they're actually kind of going deep into that Lord of the Rings line.
And there's been some really good Legolas pieces like that half scale with Rooted Hair. So the Legolas has had some awesome stuff lately.
That's true. So real quick, guys, before we talk about the sold out stuff, we're going to update you. I've forgotten this the past 3 streams, I think. So finally, I screwed my head on straight. Lane even reminded me before the last stream to take a look at this, and I once again forgot. So as you can see, we have a lot of red X's here. So all that's left, guys, in terms of stuff to be released soon from Hot Toys, we have the standard Clone Trooper, which a lot are calling the shiny, but he's not really a true shiny. But for the sake of this discussion here, we got our Clone Shiny here. We have Jesse, which is one that I'm really excited for, and I know Lane is very excited for as well.
Jesse!
Yeah, so we're waiting on Jesse, our ARC Trooper Jesse. Mark 1, which is another...
That's probably the one most people are waiting for.
Yes, and I'm really excited for that. Mark 1 is such a beautiful piece, and to have it finally in die-cast is going to be really, really nice, guys. Well, that USB power, it's going to be good. Another one that Lane is really excited for, the Silver Centurion. Expensive piece, but definitely a beautiful one. Lane's really excited to get that Silver Centurion for sure, so I can't wait for you to get that and to hear your thoughts on it, Lane. Also, my boys in the corner, we can't forget about Shang-Chi and Wang Wu. I know a lot of people may have forgotten about these, but I have not. I'm really excited for these guys. I absolutely love that film.
I'm really interested to see how they come out, like the final figures and stuff, especially after we saw that Wang Wu, the more recent sculpt, that more recent head sculpt that is on the, him in the suit version of him. And then...
Also, real quick, Austin says, I don't watch much YouTube except to try to keep up with friends, but this has been fun. Great panel discussions. Austin, it's great to see you here. Like I said, we had that conversation the other day, and you really sucked me into your content on all the places that you post. But did I say? I don't think I said Wang Wu.
No, I think you said.
I just talk too fast. That's what it is, Oilers. I talk too fast. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Would you guys probably say here, looking at this entire, like the way this picture is set up, I would really say it looks like the two quote centerpiece figures in this are the, where you've got right there, your eyes get drawn directly to, obviously, the DeLorean because it's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And then right there you got next to it the
Captain
Mark
America.
1.
Oh, no, Mark 1. I thought you were going to say Captain
1.
America.
No, because it's right there in the center with it. Like that. I would probably say the Mark 1 is probably the most...
Why you bully me?
is probably the most sought after piece in this picture for this release window of these is probably that Mark 1, followed by the DeLorean.
Yeah, and like you said, the Mark 1 is probably one of the most anticipated. Apart from the DeLorean, Mark 1's probably one of the most anticipated in this photo because, I mean, it's the first Iron Man suit that we saw on screen.
And
it's
then
his very first iteration of the suit.
Maybe Chrome Manto would have been like 3rd or 4th on that.
Yeah, and that's a great piece, Lane. We both have it in hand now. We could both attest. That's such a great figure. It really is. It's so beautiful.
Monica was giving me a hard time how I had my guy posed.
That's messed up, Monica. You're a bully. This is a good reference. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. That's funny. So Matt, it's funny that you bring this up because I was talking to somebody earlier. I forgot who it was. Maybe it was Demon in the chat. I think I was talking about that with him in a group chat I'm in with him, and he said he asked me what figure I thought would be the first to kind of determine what happens when a figure goes to waitlist early, and I said that this would be the Clone Trooper. So I'm glad to see you agree with that. But he says the Attack of the Clones Clone Trooper release will be the very interesting being on the waitlist. I don't know why I just read that way. It will be very interesting being on the waitlist. It will be our first test in the waitlist wars. And I agree. I think that's going to be the first one that really shows us kind of the reality of this situation. But since we're talking about reality, we might as well move on to the reality of what's happening now. Real quick, though, Hottoys Collector says, I'm having a feeling they will try to release Wenwu and Shang-Chi out during the Chinese New Year period. And I think so, too. I think they'll probably try to get it out towards the end because they're probably eagerly ready to push those out, especially because they did a special version in Hong Kong. HG says, give me my freaking clones. Yes, I know you're waiting for those clones. I am, too, dude. I don't collect Iron Mans, but I'm excited for the Mark 1. It's a staple piece. You know, the funny thing is, Austin, the Iron Man Mark 1 was almost my first intro into Marvel. When it first went up for pre-order, I was like, damn, that looks so good. I love Iron Man 1. It's my favorite Marvel film. I have to have it. And I didn't pull the trigger then. And then I saw No Way Home, and that's what's kind of sucked me into collecting other things. But the Mark 1 is a special piece. Yes, Lane has his Mando going all out with the Darksaber and the Beskar spear. He looks good. I have this spear on his back personally, but
is there a piece you have to attach to his back to stick that on there?
I see that was a good question because I did not read the instructions because I never do because I'm bad at that. But I was wondering the same thing. So in my display, I just have it leaning against his back and simulating that it's on his back, but it's really not. So if anyone has messed with that, let us know because I actually didn't read the instructions. I never do.
Sorry guys, here we were talking about this one, and I know that this is one's first batch has kind of started to get people in the United States. Yeah, and he's going to be getting packed up actually tomorrow. So this is kind of me I just unboxed him Monday.
You will never get this. You will never get this. That's what you're doing with that.
No, yeah, that's it.
Dude, Austin, that would make some great content for your Instagram. Dude, you got to have everybody with a Darksaber. They're expensive on the secondary market,
so,
for sure.
Connor, real quick before you move on, obviously, to after this, I would like to get just as you also in hand, because this might be some good for some of the people who are looking at this. How do you feel about
the chrome finish?
The chrome finish and some of the weathering and stuff. Personally, or like here you can really see it on the chest there, right under.
I've seen some people rub it off, and based on
so I think that's why Lane's asking. It
looks pretty reflective.
Honestly, I love the weathering on this. I think it looks better with it. I know people want a shiny like Captain Phasma, and people have been changing it. But I'm going to tell you guys, even though if it's not exactly as super shiny as the way he was, obviously in the second half of season 2, I actually prefer it because I think it makes the armor more lived in a little bit. Because
I agree.
Because this is after he already had the full shiny look. After the swoop guy got blown out underneath him in episode 2 and stuff, he had or after he went face, his arms clashed with Ahsoka, and her lightsabers and stuff like that. So
there's a lot of cool fun stuff you could do with it. It's cool, man. And the weathering, I think I would agree, Lane. It adds to it and it makes sense. It was shiny and new when he first got it, but we don't ever see Mando polishing his armor up after a battle. He wears his armor. That's what it's for. It's armor. But real quick, Hot Toys Collector says, never reading instructions, obviously he's quoting me, is a huge risk considering how delicate some pieces are. Better to have a read to be safe. I agree with that. If you're a newer collector, definitely recommend reading the instructions. Me personally, I have so many figures in my collection. I've been collecting for quite a few years, so I understand how everything works. Generally, there's no really surprise instructions that pop up and this is a new way that we attach things. That very rarely happens. So I think I have a pretty good track record of not breaking things. I'm not to say that I never have, but...
and if we look at something that we go, what is this? Or where does this go?
Yeah, usually you can
we haven't seen it. We'll usually...
Brown, I need
or if it's totally what the heck does this do? Then we'll go look at the instruction to look at specifically what that does. We may not, but we'll look for something we don't understand.
Yeah, see, Collector, I would agree. Yeah, Collector, I would agree with you on that one. That's quite a complicated figure. But yeah, I would definitely read the instructions for that one. I agree with that one. Oh, CMB making it in towards the end as we get into our next topic. What's up, my dude?
My bad, man. Like I
That's
got
all
caught
good.
up with some stuff, and then I couldn't get in again. I was getting those errors like last time, where like I would
Damn.
try to get in and it wouldn't let me in.
That's weird. That's happened to me one other time. I can't remember on whose stream it was on, but that happened to me one other time, and it's so frustrating because it's not like you can like quickly fix it, you know?
Yeah, I've been trying for a minute to get in, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Right. And same one says he likes to finish. He says, "How dare you bring Phasma into this?" I actually like the Phasma figure, though. I know a lot of people hated on it, and she's tall, she's lanky, it doesn't pose very well.
Gwendolyn Christie is tall.
But Gwendolyn Christie, I love her as an actress. She was great in Game of Thrones. She was awesome as Phasma, the very little screen time that she had.
She's one of the persons I'm surprised who didn't go up behind Rian Johnson during like when they were doing the red carpets and just smacked him on backside the head.
Right.
For how he used her character.
Exactly.
And just wasted her.
Austin makes a good point too. She's like, you can get her for like $125, sometimes 100. Yeah. I got her for like less than $100 because I bought a lot of her with some troopers, and I think she looks great. It's just definitely not a figure that was it doesn't have a lot of attention to detail in terms of the body. It's not very poseable, but thankfully mine was used, so she was already kind of broken in the joints and stuff, so mine poses just fine.
Welcome to the First Order, brother.
Right. All right, so real quick, guys, next we're going to take a look at the Last Chance page because there's been some movement on the Last Chance page. Hot Toys Collector says, I think Secret Base is reopened. That'd be a question for Monica. He would know that. Monica, if you don't mind answering that, has Secret Base reopened today? I don't know what just happened. I pulled up the Last Chance page. Maybe I just copied the same link over again. I think that's what I did. All right, let's see. Last Chance update, guys.
You like doubling stuff.
In the words of Homestar Runner,
you bloke it.
There you go. Thank you, Monica. He says, yes, Secret Base is open at 12 p.m. today. So, guys, quick update on the Last Chance page. Not much has changed. We did see Multiverse of Madness Doctor Strange did finally sell out and is now in a sold-out phase. So we're going to take a look at those listings real quick. Really crazy to see stuff hitting sold out already. Not waitlist full, sold out. Like, you can't even search them on the website. It won't come up. But there's some others that has happened to as well. But just wanted to give you a quick update. Of course, Star-Lord is back once again. He's always down, but he's never out. So Star-Lord is back. Batman and Bat Signal, I don't know if that's still showing low stock. So you still have some time on that one. It's not showing almost gone yet. Because, guys, for those that don't know, there's a difference between low stock and almost gone. He's currently just showing low stock. So you definitely have some time. Just keep an eye on it. Because obviously that one did go to waitlist and come back. So, of course, we have our Mark IV with suit up.
That one's going to still probably take a little while.
Right. It is a pricey piece. 1,040, guys. And a lot of people don't have room for a piece this big. So this one is on Last Chance. But I think I'll be there for a little bit. I agree with that, Lane. But, guys...
I think that one would be really cool if you're trying to have something different mixed in. Like if you have a quarter scale line like Queen or something, that thing would be like a perfect Iron Man.
Yeah, and I know Monica's all over that, dude. He loves the quarter scale stuff. But real quick, guys, this is crazy. Like, so the Multiverse of Madness Doctor Strange went to waitlist last week, and he is now showing as sold out. Now, for those of you that are newer collectors, this does not happen very often. This is kind of like an anomaly of like, what the hell? Because typically, right, especially what we've seen recently with all these figures going to waitlist quickly within the first 6-7 months, they will go to waitlist, and then the waitlist just keeps converting. We saw this past week, by the way, guys. A lot of waitlists were converting. I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, my Apo converted. I think some people got Electro. A lot of the Star Wars Attack of the Clones ones were converting. But amongst all that madness, this Doctor Strange went to waitlist and is now showing as sold out. So again, when you search Doctor Strange now on Sideshow, this listing no longer shows up. You actually have to go on Google and search Multiverse of Madness Hot Toys Doctor Strange, and then this comes up. So this one's officially sold out on Sideshow, guys. Of course, there are backup websites, so if you haven't purchased it already, you have some options right now before the frenzy. But I'm curious to hear everybody's thoughts on the panel, what this means moving forward. Like, of course, there's going to be a lot of people like, no, this is a fake out. It's going to go back in. But in my opinion, like, this is pretty concrete. I mean, the listings are pulled off of Sideshow. So, Ryan, what are your thoughts on this? And of course, there's a couple others that have shown sold out status as well. And we're gonna skim through these, but what are your thoughts on this happening so early?
I think that the game is changing. I think that people's ideas and how they collect, sideshow or hot toys, it just might have to alter people's perception on how they collect overall. I know, I mean, for me, when I started collecting, I day one pre-ordered almost everything, and then the last year I really stopped just because certain things when you start learning what
Yeah.
stays in stock, you don't need to get it right away, and what do you need right away, that kind of thing. Realistically, if you have your stuff laid out, I keep saying, a lot of people have sheets, and I have a spreadsheet with all my pre-orders out there, so I can kind of plan, like if I want to get something, I can sneak it in here, get it there. I don't have to worry about it. Everything's kind of forecasted. But I mean, honestly, how long do you usually have until these are gone? 4 to 6 months, 4 to 7
Right
months?
now, on average, like about 6 months. But Doctor
If you-
Strange, for example, he was one that we thought would make it because he's been like 7.5
Mhm.
months. We thought he would make it
Well,
to that
what
like
I mean by
final
that
in stock
is
phase.
just say 5 months is a safe point. If you don't
Right.
have it figured out by 5 months, I mean, how much longer do you need? You know what I mean? I mean, I know finance is one thing, but I mean, this is, like Monica says right there, pre-order is the name of the game. It's like you pretty much, if you want it, you pre-order it. How much money you're really going to be saving, except if you just financially can't do it. That's different. If you financially can't do it, that's a separate issue. But if you're
For
one that it
sure.
just came out and you're like, maybe I can get it cheaper or that, what the most you're going to get is if you have a $20 off thanks coupon, and you could apply that within, usually, I think, they say usually the first 24 hours you can maybe drop, because I know like the new Bane, you could drop the $20 coupon on him for the first 24 hours and then it got taken away.
Yeah, that's what they do a lot. It's like 24 to 48. They
That's the
pick and
savings.
choose.
That's what you're getting. That's pretty much going to be
At
it.
this point, yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
So it's like, and I know a lot of people waited. If you're not waiting because you can't financially do it, people are waiting because like, oh, I'm going to get it in the bargain bin, or I'm going to get it like that. I don't think that's necessarily going to be the case. I think it's going to be all random. I don't think there's going to be a science to this. Like anybody who thinks they cracked the code, I don't have much faith in that. It's just going to be what it is. So like when stuff comes in, I will wait. And then if I have to, when it goes blue screen, then I'll jump on it. Like, for example, I have my eye on like 3 or 4. Like I have my eye on Dead Strange. I got my eye on, like he's one that could
Wanda's another one we got to keep an eye on.
Yeah,
both of the Wandas, really.
Like if they go blue screen, I'll pre-order them. I'll jump on them, but they're
Yeah.
not something that I can do right now. But like Dead Strange, he could be gone
any minute, and that's an expensive piece, $375. He's expensive.
Yeah, so
and that's
like
what I
said,
need
you
as
pre-order
well.
what you like. I don't think the days of saving an exponential amount of money on these new batches is really going to be the big thing, because I think from a business perspective, it makes sense after 2020, like the 2020 area where we had overstock. I mean, why would they order so much?
Right.
I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah.
And so Euler says, not trying to be a jerk, which I don't think you're being by saying this, but this is exactly what I explained what happened, like to the T. Yeah, and we've all been saying this for months on this stream. I know for sure we told you guys to pay attention to this. Don't assume that this is some fake out. But of course, we've also told you guys, use your discretion. Don't buy on hype. And also, you have backup websites, like there's plenty of different websites where you can purchase this stuff from still. Of course, the Attack of the Clone stuff has been waitlisted for a while now, so it's starting to dry up. But if you get in pretty early on and you have your backups, I know CMB always tells you guys, have your backups. So if you have your backups ready to go, like CMB, you're still kind of playing that game, right? Like you have your backups always ready for when stuff goes to waitlist. Maybe if it's something catches you off guard and randomly goes to waitlist, like kind of like the Appo for me. Like Appo went to waitlist so fast, it caught me off guard. It was in the middle of the night, so I had to sit there and be patient and hope that my my waitlist with Sideshow would convert.
Yeah, gotta have backups on backups. Have a backup from A to Z.
Yeah.
Just in case things like this happen, because unfortunately, like right now for me, I can't do any pre-orders until some stuff clears up. So, and there's a lot that have sold out, but because I got backup sites, I know that when it drops that I can go ahead and get them from there, so I won't actually miss out on these figures. It just sucks. I can't do a payment plan, but sometimes you got to bite the bullet because life happens. So once life
That's true.
clears up for me, then I can get back into the pre-order game. But as of right now, I just got to rely on all my backups. So that's why I make sure to have backups upon backups upon backups, because you just never know, especially now with the game that Sideshow's introduced with collecting and low stock items. You definitely have to, I guess you got to play the game wisely now. You can't just rely, on Sideshow, and you can't just think that because if you miss out on Sideshow that you don't get to play. Like There's plenty of other places you can go to get these figures.
Right.
Don't
Don't
feel
give
like
up.
you're gonna
Exactly.
never give up.
Yeah. There's so
And
many
to
websites
what
in the
Oilers
US,
were saying
especially.
too. Yeah, what Oilers were saying too. We spoke about that tonight on Nate's stream to remind everybody. Oilers did warn everybody on the Geeking Out stream that this is the strategy that he mapped out when he had his school session on Geeking Out. He explained it in full detail that this is what he projected, this is what he's seeing, and everything he said came to fruition.
Yeah.
So it's not like Oilers was blowing smoke up people's asses. He literally he called it.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, Oilers needs to go pick up a lotto ticket.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Oilers, you're right on the money, dude. And like I said, like I'm glad that a lot of collectors are getting this advice and kind of making their own decisions with it. And I saw some people in the comments saying don't buy on hype. I think it was Hot Toys Collector saying don't buy on hype. And I agree with that totally. Like just because you see stuff selling out, and I see it all the time. I see people all the time saying, "Oh man, I don't have the money right now, but I need this." It's like, well, you don't need it if you don't have the money for it. Like Ryan said, like some people don't have the money to pay for these pre-orders. And I know Monaco is saying that's only $25, but let's say you already got sucked into pre-ordering 4 other things this month and you're on a limited budget. It adds up, especially when you're buying vehicles. I mean, the NRD on vehicles is $50 sometimes. If you're buying a DeLorean, it's 80 something dollars. So it definitely adds up for sure. By the way, Austin said liked and subscribed. Definitely appreciate it, my friend. It's awesome to have you here. And we got some other comments I want to cover from Austin here. We got Sean also in the house making it in towards the end. Real quick, I want to read Austin's other comment while we're addressing his comments. He said, if you love/need the figure, then pre-order it. If not, risk it and wait for the secondary market. And I think if you have the money, that's definitely a good strategy to go by, especially with the uncertainty right now in the market. I think that's definitely a good thing to do. But again, as others are saying, and we've said many times, buy within your means and buy things that you truly love. Don't just buy because, oh, it's selling out, I may want that figure later. No, you either want it now or you don't really need it. You know what I mean? And that's some advice that I could follow myself and everybody else on the panel. It's kind of something we have to remind ourselves of, right? Because it's easy to buy into figures when they're selling out just because it's like, oh, crap, I don't want to miss out on this. Because you hear all these stories, right, of all these grails, Ben Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, the Stormtrooper, all these figures, Yondu. Everybody's like, yeah, I just didn't buy them because I didn't think it was going to sell out. And everybody, that scares people who are newer to collecting. They're like, damn, I don't want to be in that boat 2 years down the line. But at the end of the day, if you don't want it now, you shouldn't want it later. You know what I mean? It's really like if it catches your fancy, drop the pre-order if you can, because it's only worth it if you actually want it. Don't spend money on something you don't actually need or want.
You literally just have to be like smart at the game too, because the way the whole world is right now, anyways, like everything is with inflation, like everything's kind of up. The secondary market with these figures are flooded. Like you can go on there and see everybody and their mom selling like some of the same figures, and they're going for good deals. And like even the Luke you had mentioned, there's a few still like we consider grail pieces that, yes, they are expensive, but like a Luke Skywalker now you can even get for a decent price. The Return of the Jedi, just the Jedi Knight version.
Right, the basic one, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you just got to be patient too and really think about what you're doing with your finances and
totally agree.
Well,
yeah.
Well, for the collecting, you really need to, at least with the Hot Toys. I mean, you do for statues because their prices are going up on that kind of stuff, or whatever you're looking at or maybe trying to collect. You need to probably really figure out whether it's Star Wars. I'll speak just for Hot Toys right now, 6 scale stuff. You need to figure out what IP you want to get. You need to figure out of the IP, obviously, like Marvel and stuff. There's a lot of different things you could run into. All these shows and movies. There's so much to wade through. You know what's coming though. You have kind of an idea. This is where you have to really assess now, at least this next year, like 2023, for pre-orders of what you're doing. When we're seeing some sold out, you need to figure out what IPs you really like. This is the one I want to make sure I get stuff from, because there's going to be cool stuff. There's going to be cool stuff that you like. We had the Avatar figures. Just kind of, we suspected maybe there might be Avatar, but we weren't sure necessarily. Yeah, time to get up Panda Express too. That'll help. And also your liver and other stuff.
Lane's like, damn it, but I have a gift card.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I
have
love
Panda
their
Express.
orange chicken though.
I've only had Panda Express once in like the last 5 years, and there's one like 2 minutes.
I used to work in a mall, and there was literally a Panda Express like almost attached to the store I worked at, so I used to go there all the time. But now I haven't been there in a while.
I think
It's definitely cheap. It's definitely cheap Chinese food, but for some people, like it's quick, and some of it's good. I didn't mind some of it, but yeah, well said, Lane, for sure. That's fair. That's fair.
I think you just have to figure out what you want, and you have to figure out what am I willing to sacrifice. Hey, and I'll just put it out for myself right now that I'm having to consider, because I have the Batman and I have the Bat Cycle on pre-order, but I'm really having to assess right now. Do I really need this version of the Batman? Like, do I need these figures, and do I need those items or something like that? You know, I'm having to assess
that
right
version
now.
of the Batman.
I would say you could cut out the Bat
don't get
Cycle
rid
to
of it.
keep the figure.
Well, it's because I pre-ordered Bane. I pre-ordered Bane.
Well, then you could have that Batman kicking Bane's ass. That'd be cool.
Well, no, but
The Batman ain't gonna beat up Bane.
Do I?
way.
No. Well, I'm having to consider. Do I just stick with the Bane and stick with completing my Dark Knight trilogy?
Right, and that's probably like the sound thing to do, especially because you're going to be getting the Selena Kyle and everything, right? You're going to kind of go
I've got
as
the
much
Selena
as you can.
Kyle. Yeah, I mean, and I've got the
makes
Inart
sense.
Joker.
Yeah,
but
so
I'm just saying,
And
like,
you could
I'm
always
just
wait for the Batman 2 because Matt Reeves is making the Batman Part 2. So you know that
see,
they're gonna
there might be
release
more.
figures
There
for
might
that.
be a Selena Kyle that comes with that movie or something like that pairs up because she might be in a different costume or whatever.
Because he did say that he wants to do Mr. Freeze and the Court of Owls for Part 2.
And we've got Penguin might come from the TV show down the road. You know, the streaming show that's going to come eventually. So I'm not saying you just say I'm never going to buy a character, but like you said, we know this year there's going to be like 3 movies, and we know 3 or 4 series that are coming. So you kind of have to judge just from me. You may not know exactly what's going to happen. You might have to figure out what characters or shows am I willing to consider buying figures from, and then you got to stick to that. You know, you have to make up your mind on some things even before you know exactly what's coming. Because there might be a show that you're into, but suddenly there's a figure from a character you didn't expect. So you might want to get that to have that complete line of that or something, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I'm meaning
very true.
But we're all facing that. It's not, you know, we're not saying
we're
going to be facing the same challenge.
Right, we're preaching to the choir because then everybody in the chat's facing it and we're facing it on the panel. I want to address some comments though, because there's a lot of really insightful comments that we have right now. Matt says prices up, lower stock, wait lists will be up and down with people dropping pre-orders. Who knows if in stock will happen and for how long? At least the figures will hold their value, and that's definitely a thing that a lot of people, including myself, have been curious about. Is like, is this going to change the secondary market? Because also going along with what we're talking about, Austin said, I bought so many figures last year for so cheap on the secondary market. And we all kind of were saving some money last year, right? We were all looking at the secondary market. We're all like, I'm not buying that in stock. I'm not paying full price for that. Like, I mean, look at me, guys. I got the War Machine Mark I diecast reissue. That's a retail $375, I believe. I paid $250 locally, and it was basically brand new. So there's just so many deals out there for these figures. A lot of people were like, dude, I'm saving money left and right. And now, exactly, everybody was looking to save money. And now, going along with Euler's comment, he's saying this is their way. He's talking about Sideshow and really everybody who sells these figures. This is their way of getting you to pay full price and not be stuck with storage expenses and loss due to having to discount. They make more this way and collectors get more value. That's true. That's very true. Because again, in the long run, I would imagine if this limited availability for these figures is true, the value will be much higher than it used to be. Used to be being the past year and a half or so, you know? It's definitely going to change. Things will change. We might see the return of some Grail figures. You never know. I mean, it's very uncertain. So I'm kind of just talking out of my butt right now, but it's, you know, anything could happen. The secondary market may do a complete reversal, you know? And TK had asked if Sideshow is still putting stickers on the boxes. I can tell you the last 4 figures I've received have not had any stickers on the boxes. So I think they stopped with that for a little bit. Maybe they're cutting it off completely. I don't know. But I haven't seen it in a while.
Mine have had them. The last 2
Yours have had them? Yeah, my last 4 have not had them.
Code.
Oh, you're getting the good
Yeah,
stuff. I wasn't getting the 15s. I was getting the 10s for a while. But I mean, you and I don't need it, Sean, because we have the ID me, right? So it's like I've been giving those to my friends. I gave some to Chris. I gave quite a few of them to Chris. I gave some to my other buddies. So it's like I don't need them. But
Yeah, I got the ID me too.
oh, that's right. You have it too. So it's like that for us, those are kind of useless, but it's nice when you get them, right? Because you can kind of pile them up and save some money for some in-stock stuff. Hot Toys Collector said, from what I observed, figures always drop in value after 2 to 3 months. And yeah, that's typical with any collector market. I've like shoes, for example, same way with them. When they first come out, some of them dip in value, but then over time they go up. And that happens a lot with Hot Toys, right? Because they're not really, some of them are not really super limited. It's the limited availability later on, which is what's caused the value to go up, right? Because like a year and a half, 2 years down the road, when new collectors are like, oh crap, there's a Count Dooku. Where can I get Count Dooku? That's when people start spending money for these figures, right?
Yeah. There's also a thing too that I see people like. I mean, it's a touchy subject because I know, of course, you want your figures to have value and be of that higher value or whatever. But if you're also not just doing that, but depending on like these figures to get you out of a sticky situation, which they can. But like if you're relying completely on that, then you're probably collecting for the wrong reason as well.
For sure. And this kind of goes along with Austin's comment, right? He says, if you have to ask how you're going to pay for a figure, do not buy it, right? So it's like that. There's kind of what you just said and what he said kind of goes hand in hand, you know. And it's like you have to buy things for the right reasons. Don't buy things because you're worried that you won't be able to get it later. If you really want it later, like if you decide later you want it, it's like if you didn't want it when you first saw it, it's like I don't think you need it, you know.
Yeah,
that's just
we don't
that's
know
just
what's going to be a ground, what's not going to be.
Right, and there some of these figures still might flop, you know. You never know, and you might be able to get it cheap later on. But Austin also said he's picking up a life-size Batman statue. Damn, man, that's a crazy piece.
What that is, you're saying is normal.
Yeah, it is normal. Sean, now that you're speaking up, I want to hear your thoughts on this because you just came in late. We haven't heard a chance from you to talk much. What are your thoughts on, and we had mentioned, I don't know how long you've been here, considering what we were mentioning, but we talked about the Boba Fett being completely sold out. Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange is completely sold out. And the R2-D2 from Attack of the Clones is now showing sold out. So when you search them on the website, they don't pop up. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think like moving forward, they're going to start cutting these wait lists off and that's it?
Well, the trilogy R2-D2 was already sold out before it was ever released. So that's not a surprise to me. But with the Doctor Strange, I'm kind of surprised on that.
Well, so sold out.
What was the other one?
So when I say sold out, it went from the waitlist full status to sold out. Like the listings pulled from the website, so you can't even join the wait list anymore. So yes, it was sold out, like the pre-orders were sold out, but it's like
right. That's what happened to the.
That just happened to the R2 today.
Yeah, that's what happened to R2-D2.
Right. So yeah. Okay,
no, I'm
so
talking about the original trilogy. That one.
Oh, I thought you were. Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about the Attack of the Clones. My bad.
No. The original trilogy that had all the parts that you could stick out when he got shot in Return of the Jedi, that one.
Right. Yeah, I have that.
That was sold out before. Then.
Yeah, it's kind of an anomaly though, right? Because it doesn't happen very often.
Doctor Strange, I'm surprised about. Boba Fett. I think probably if this Boba Fett sold out, I think they intended to do a small run of it.
Yeah.
Because we were kind of oversaturated with Boba Fett. And watch, now we're going to get another version where it comes with this, the gaffy stick and some type of like chain to ride a Rancor and a head sculpt.
But didn't that one come with
that would
the
be awesome?
stick?
But I could see them doing something.
I think that one
we're
came
going to
with
get a
the
head
gaffy
sculpt
stick.
This one does have
no,
the
this
stick,
doesn't.
Yeah, this one comes with a gaffy stick. The throne one doesn't.
No, yeah, he just has, because that's obviously the end
God.
scene from The Mandalorian. He doesn't have the gaffy stick, but
I completely forgot. Okay, no, yeah, this isn't.
Sean has a life-size gaffy stick though.
Yeah, this one, the difference
No,
is
I
it's
don't.
got the gaffy stick, it's got the updated yellow knee pads, and then the boots are darker.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference between the outfits between this one and the.
Oh, and the middle,
Yeah, there are.
the middle portion
Yeah.
in front of his waist that drapes down with the cloth is not there.
Right, which is like the cheaper material on that figure, so it's a welcome change for sure.
There's subtle differences.
Right.
Is what I'm saying.
So it looks like Penn actually said she's getting stickers as well, so it's good to see. Rumor is Remy Malek and Ayman Vellani, Miss Marvel, are cast in the Batman 2. I bet you're going to do a brother and sister or father and daughter version of Mr. Freeze based on their casting. That'd be super cool, dude. I'm all for more Mr. Freeze action. I'd love to see it. I love Mr. Freeze in the video games, and I loved him. I loved Arnold as Mr. Freeze, so I'd love to see another Mr. Freeze.
I want to see what Matt Reeves' take on Mr. Freeze is. I'm very curious if he does do Freeze.
Just as
for
long
Batman
as they
2.
don't do the modern comic version of
DeLorean.
Freeze, will be okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say
no,
this is an
I
easy
don't want
answer
the
for
modern
me.
comic version of Freeze either. Give me either Arkham Freeze, or I'm curious. Like I said, curious to see what Matt Reeves' take will be.
Yeah,
It
Plus,
has
he's
to
also
be
doing
like
that
close to the
Arkham
Arkham
show.
Freeze.
He's also doing the Arkham Asylum show that's coming to HBO. So we're going to get a lot more of the Rogues Gallery in that one.
guys, Tumblr or DeLorean?
DeLorean.
DeLorean.
DeLorean for sure.
DeLorean.
Facebook user, by the way,
DeLorean.
there's a way where you can allow your name if you want to allow your name to be seen on the stream. There's like instructions in the description of the video. Into Detoff, by the way, good to see you, dude. We're gonna have him on one day. And the Detoff is in the UK, so we gotta find the time to line up. But we'll definitely bring you in. But he says, I just bought the integrated suit for like 400 pounds. A figure I've been waiting for ages. Came up on eBay. I can't even sell the integrated suit deluxe for 300 pounds right now. Yeah, I mean, because it's a newer figure. And again, we're still kind of in the era of the in-stock stuff from the stuff that's been on pre-order previously. Once all that stuff dries up, obviously, that's when things should really change. But yeah, I'm not surprised by
We
that.
just enabled somebody.
At one of the local shops, I did a trade and got the integrated suit deluxe.
That's dope, dude. That's a great figure. I'm excited to get it. I really love that suit.
You guys
DeLorean
got
it is.
shops that do trades. It's well worth it if you're looking to get rid of.
Yeah,
some
dude,
of
you
your
stay
older
getting deals
collectibles.
from that shop all the time. All the time.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
DeLorean it is. Yeah, Facebook user. Get that DeLorean, man. Yeah, Thick Bantha Boy says no brainer. See, we're just giving you all the ammunition you need to buy it. The pants are different. Yes, the pants are different. Joseph, I guess you're watching the beginning of the stream. Yes, that Nathan Drake is dope, dude. It's really, really cool, and I'm glad to see them doing it for sure, because I know a lot of people have been wanting that for a while. Euler said hashtag ID me.
They went with the younger Drake, so it's Uncharted. It looks like Uncharted 1.
They said Uncharted 4 in the comments.
Really?
Yeah, Lim Toy said Uncharted 4. He had commented. Someone asked what version it was.
Boo. I didn't
Savon
really like
Mason.
Uncharted 4. They just kind of felt rushed. Like
Someone
they
in the
kinda
comments said
hurry
it was
up
their
and-
favorite.
Yeah, see, I liked part 2. Part 2 was my favorite.
Yeah.
Part 4
I've
just
seen a lot of
felt
people say
rushed.
2 is their favorite.
Yeah, it just seemed like part 4, they were just trying to hurry up and close out the saga. So they were just, I don't know. It just, to me, it felt rushed, and they were just trying to hurry it up and close the saga. Like, 2 will always be my favorite Uncharted.
Yeah, I hear you. Savon says shoes are different because you actually destroy them, which means the stock is actually going down over time. That's true. But for people that don't wear them and just keep stuff like dead stock in their collection, that's more so I was speaking of. But yeah, definitely a good point. Sure.
Yeah. There were plenty, when I was a sneakerhead, there were plenty of shoes that I never wore. I just kept them in their box. Like, collecting
Yeah,
for
me too.
them to go up.
I
in
wore
price
some
to sell
stuff,
them
kept
later.
some stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I did. I wore some, and then the ones I knew that were worth a lot of money, I never
Yeah,
wore
you're
them.
like, I'm
I
not
just
wearing
kept them in the
those.
box. Yep. Nope.
Austin says buy the DeLorean. I need to do that. I'll do it after the stream, dude. I still haven't bought mine, but I'm gonna buy it soon. Like once we get word that it's starting to arrive in the US, I'll probably pull the trigger. But I have a bunch of
I'm doing the
stuff
same.
saved up for
I'm
it.
just waiting for it to get in.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
I'm waiting for that
Detoff-
shipping email from Sideshow. I cannot
And the
wait.
Detoff says that Lim Toys rumored that they would include different sculpts for ages of Drake.
Ooh,
That's
that's really
awesome.
cool.
Nice.
Dude, and then we're I don't know if I guess Sean and CNB, I don't think you were here yet, but there's someone in the chat said that they're doing a Gene Wilder Willy Wonka Mars Toys is. So I'm like, damn, dude, I'm gonna
nice.
have to get that.
I'm gonna have
That's
to
really
get
dope.
that, man.
Yeah, that's
Gonna
dope.
have
And he
to
said it's
get
gonna come
that.
with an Oompa Loompa too. Apparently, that's what Mars Toys said. That's dope.
Oh, that's cool.
Savon says Electro is still a weightless fool, not sold out. Yeah, so a lot of the Attack the Clone stuff I double checked before the stream is still on waitlist full, but not sold out yet as well. I
Need
think
that
R2 is the
golden
only
ticket.
one so far. Yeah, I got a golden ticket. Dude, that's such a good movie, man. Such a classic. How can you not like Willy Wonka? And I can see why you wouldn't like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but the original Willy Wonka, dude, so good.
Classic.
The
Yep.
creepiest part of that movie is when they're on the boat and it starts. to
Yeah,
go
we were
fast.
just talking about
I know
that
that, like that's
earlier.
the LSD scene. Yeah,
I
The
threatened to
LSD
throw
scene.
them on that boat with Willy Wonka at one
When
point.
I was a
with all
kid and I
the-
watched and I was watching it, I was like, dude, that was the scariest scene to
It
me. as a
was,
kid.
dude, it
Like,
was,
Oh my
man.
god, it turned
It
into
was
a
just so
horror
out of
movie.
because it was like perfect because it was just so out of the blue, and you're like, what the heck is happening until you just get discombobulated by that scene, and then it's over. It just keeps going, and you're like, what? Like you're
Looking
back
at
to family
Marilyn
movie.
Manson got into like a skit in his album.
Yeah,
His,
It's creepy,
first
man.
or second album. It was his first or second album. I don't remember, but it's either his first or second album. He did that entire skit as one of the tracks.
yeah. He was dressed up in the whole thing, and it was nuts.
Right.
And I don't
Austin's-
think it was. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, Austin said his girlfriend collects shoes. Outside of this hobby, I've never collected anything. Wow, that's crazy. You went from not collecting anything to some really expensive stuff. And I think a lot of us have collected like random stuff throughout our lives. Like I've always collected like small, like 3.75 scale Star Wars stuff. And that was just kind of my segue. Seems like a lot of people are excited about the Willy Wonka. I'm glad we brought it back up. Austin said he would be all in on the Willy Wonka. And Euler says Willy Wonky was a suggestion I had for Inart. Looks like Mars Toys took it. I will day one pre-order that if the face looks good. Yeah, if they get that Gene Wilder likeness good, it's going to be a banger, dude. I'm really excited to see that for
Mars
sure.
Toys coming up, man. They're doing some pretty good
Yeah,
stuff,
that's what
so-
Austin's saying. They
yeah,
are, dude.
somebody
They're
already
doing
did,
some
yeah.
really cool stuff, man. Like we talked about the new Jack Nicholson 89 Joker that they're doing. We talked about the Jim Carrey Riddler. That figure looks amazing. I'm really excited to see what else they do. More like Willy
Don't forget
Clonkia.
they're doing that Joker 66.
Oh yeah, the Cesar Romero Joker. Yeah, that looks
I
really
pre-ordered
good
that
too.
for my son, so that way it could go with his Hot Toys Batman 66 and Robin 66.
Yeah, that'll
So
look
he's
dope.
gonna put them. He's gonna put the put Joker in the middle of them.
Yeah, that sculpt is really
You know
good.
what,
It looks
though?
just like Cesar Romero.
Gene
Yeah,
Wilder's
dude, they even
head
got the
sculpt would
painted
be-
mustache. You could remember he refused to shave his mustache, so they
Exactly.
just painted over.
That was
it. You could
key. If
always-
they didn't have
you could
that,
always
that
see
figure
it
would have
sticking
been.
out.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sean.
Gene Wilder's head sculpt would actually be a little bit difficult to do to like
I think
get
so
it like,
too,
straight
yeah.
on because
He's
around
got
the
one of those
eyes,
faces,
the
yeah.
forehead, and then you got the subcategory below, like with in between the cheeks and along with the eye bone structure and everything. He would be really hard to do.
Well, if you want to see,
I mean, if
somebody
they do it and it's amazing, and I'm not into third party, but if they did it, I would definitely buy it because that's one of my daughter's favorite movies. Is the
Yeah.
original Willy Wonka.
Me too, man. It's such a classic film.
Well, the thing is too, if you think about how that might turn out for someone who's got like an Enos actor who's got kind of the big eyes and everything. If you've seen the Big Chief, Fourth Doctor with Tom Baker, and also kind of big expressive eyes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That figure sculpt does not look very good.
Yeah.
It did not turn out very
Well,
good.
yeah. Hopefully they their head sculpts have been pretty solid. I know early on they were recasting the Hot Toys ones, but they're doing original head sculpts now. So I'd be happy with a Johnny Depp version too if they do a Charlie.
Yeah.
Of course, Gene Wilder #1, but I did like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, 2 streams ago you asked like if they could make one figure, and I had said Willy Wonka, and yeah, it doesn't matter to me. I'd pick up either. As well.
Yeah, I'd get either one as well. Anyone pre-ordering the '89 Batmobile from JazzInc? Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I think everybody on this panel is passing on it. It's just a price for me. Like $1,500 is just not feasible for me right now,
It's too
especially
much.
because the DeLorean's coming up.
much.
It's just too much, man.
I'll wait for the Hot Toys
It's-
one because they're gonna.
Not to mention the
reissue it with-
fees,
Yeah.
that you're gonna have to pay, the shipping from overseas. It's not like buying it from Sideshow. It's too much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's
And I
going to be a
think there would
beautiful
be
piece.
a lot
But
of
it's going to be a
regret
lot of money,
from
dude.
that.
Said and done, it's gonna be almost $2,000.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. I mean, and the DeLorean's right around the corner. And if you're like me and you haven't ordered it yet, it's like I got money set aside for that. And then the
supposedly
N1.
the Ecto 1 is around the corner now.
Oh, like the Afterlife one, yeah. So
yeah,
that's the fake Ecto. That's the fake Ecto 1. It's not the real one.
the one rumor we hope is definitely not true right now.
What's that?
Right.
I need that clean one from the.
What?
Timothy Chalamet version. Yeah, I'm good on that. I liked him in what's it called? Why can't I think of the movie? CMB, you got the movie. Dune. I liked him in Dune, but I don't think I need him.
We also need to have from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. We need to get his dad played by Christopher Lee, so we can have the scariest dentist in the history of the world.
The dentist in Charlie and Chocolate Factory, he was creepy, dude.
Well, that was Christopher Lee, Count Dooku.
Right, he was creepy, dude.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean though. We need to see, we literally get the scariest dentist we've ever seen.
Lollipops.
I know.
Ken.
The lollipops. Yeah. I'm thinking about it. I already have the 22 Batmobile and the second run of Batfleck Batmobile and pre-order. I mean, hey, it sounds like you have a nice Batmobile display going on, so it'd make a lot of sense for you. If you have the funds, I mean, why not, you know?
I'm just going to wait for Hot Toys because we know with them teasing the Keaton 2.0 coming, you know that they're going to drop the Batmobile to go with him.
I agree. I'm going to be waiting because just the price point will be better, you know. And $1,500 is just not viable for me right now.
Yeah, because I'm still paying off my damn Ecto 1 Afterlife.
Right, and I'm paying off all these like Star Wars speeders and all the like the DeLorean I'm about to buy. So it's like, yeah, it's a lot on your plate.
What a time to be a collector, would you say? So much stuff that
I know, so many options. I mean, there's never been. I would argue to say ever since I started collecting Hot Toys, there's never been a better time to collect.
I mean, and it's not even like Hot Toys though. You have like Inart, but then like I think you touched on it.
3-0 Mars Toys,
yeah,
like
third parties
dude,
doing like all the 89 stuff. And then you know what's crazy is that like I think Lane touched on it. You did the last year and a half. You have the three big vehicles. You got the DeLorean, the Ecto 1, and you have the 89 Batmobile. Like I said, maybe all three different companies technically, but you have the big three movie cars of our generation, or you know, or the 80s or whatever it was, all on the market, which is, I think that's insane to me. Absolutely insane.
Agreed. I like this
Only
comment.
one missing is Kit from Knight Rider.
Yeah,
that's true. I've seen a lot of people asking for that one on the JazzInc page.
Or Airwolf.
You know what I want? I want RoboCop's his Ford. That's what I want. I want the Taurus. Give me the RoboCop Taurus. I don't
want that. I'm with Sean. Give me the Airwolf helicopter.
Nah, I want the RoboCop Taurus. If we got that, I'd absolutely lose my mind. Facebook user said yes. What a time. Love it. I think that's why I'm getting them. Yeah, and like Bantha Boy said, hey, might as well break the chain and order two. Yeah, Kit would be dope. I agree. Not one I would pick up, but that would be really cool to see.
Make it USB powered so that way the light, you just see the light going back and forth. Make it have the sound effect.
Yeah, that would be cool, dude. That'd be so dope.
I want now after this conversation, I want a 1/6 scale Stringfellow Hawk and an Airwolf.
Yes, I'm with you, Sean. They don't know what Airwolf is. It's way before their time.
Hey, I know I watch plenty of things and I'm a fan of plenty of things for my time, but I'm not versed in what you guys are talking about. But
the greatest 80s show about a fighter helicopter ever. It came out at the same time. I can't remember that show where the guy had the motorcycle and it had all the weapons on it.
Yes.
Semi-truck cab.
Yeah. Dude, that show was awesome too. I used to grab my little bike and like go. I had this narrow pathway between my house and another house, and I would go through pretending like I was the guy on the motorcycle. And then my mom busted me, and she got.
I don't want to see Sean
because I was doing jumps. Well, I weighed a lot less, you know, kind of like you. You know, what are you, like 85 pounds now?
Sean, please.
Is that wet when you're doing dishes?
All right.
I know Lane was covering me for a little bit, but I had
before I get bullied any further. I just wanted to say, guys, we're about to end out the stream. We're almost at 2 hours here. Some guy says, just a friendly reminder, let's smash that like button and subscribe to a great channel. Guys, if you haven't already, drop a like and subscribe on your way out. Thank you so much for being here, by the way. Crazy to think we had over 80 people at one point. I really do appreciate you guys all for being here. Matt says, do you even lift, bro? I'm trying, Matt. Not like Sean. Sean's really pumping the iron. And
I
Lane,
lift
Not
it.
anymore.
I lift
I'm
these.
too
I
broken
lift
now.
these pizza slices into my mouth. That's what I lift.
there you go.
Hey, I do got some good news though. If you guys want to hear,
Let's hear the good
My-
news.
my HasLab Sky Striker, both of them arrived today.
Oh, that's
I didn't
right.
even know
did
they
see that.
shipped.
It must be nice.
So I'm
that
happy
I know
about
it
that.
ships.
I got
That's how Sean
notice
is,
that
Peyton, I'm not.
my-
Hold on, Sean. Let me cut you off. Peyton, I am not. I'm like 185 pounds. I am not 85 pounds. Sean's out of his mind. bro.
I don't think people realize you're like 6 feet taller.
Yeah, I'm
or
six.
whatever
I'm
it's
almost 6'3", bro. I'm not. I'm not 85
He's
pounds.
not. He's not Mr. Shorty.
You know how skinny he'd be if he was 85.
Yeah, I would
pounds,
literally look like a
6'3"?
twig.
Twig.
I would literally look like a twig, dude.
He's 135
Sean's over here
pounds, he
spreading
looks like a
rumors.
twig.
Go ahead, Sean. Finish what you're saying.
Yeah, see, he has like a 1/6 scale. He has a 1/6 scale, 4K camera to make him look like he's a natural
Oh my-
size.
Sean, if you don't shut up, I'm going to end it early.
Anyways,
He's like,
Oh.
all right, good night, everybody. Thanks for joining me.
my
This is
inbox
fine.
studio Wampa is actually shipping out in February.
Oh, nice.
I got notice
that
about
was
that
the one.
last
I
night,
almost
too.
grabbed that one. I was on
So,
the fence, but I did almost grab that one.
No, Lane's worse than
that was
Sideshow with
kinda
the full
nice.
bike. I'm beginning
Bantha
to
boy,
lose
just
hope.
give up that tree. See, I like, Chris doesn't have any choice. He gets workouts whether he wants to or not on a
That's
daily
true,
basis.
The package man, he does get
Yeah,
plenty
he
of
just
workout.
like power.
Package.
I did
he's
get
up
this
Put
today.
some respect.
Oh, that's cool.
Another cost baby.
Man,
I got the.
he takes
the
every
Batman.
package size possible.
Oh my lord!
Dude, get
He's
Sean
like,
outta here.
he's like, these better be going up to the 3rd floor of the apartment building.
Austin, I have. I don't know if you have this one, Austin, but you can see above my head, I have the HasLab Razor Crest, and I really love that piece. So if you have the Razor Crest, open it up, dude. It's
No,
incredible. I
stand
absolutely
so we can
love
see
it.
the 6 feet.
Opening up my proton
Yeah.
pack with my boy
Cra-
tomorrow because I get him this weekend. So we're gonna be opening up the proton packs together.
Hell yeah, dude. And also, Austin, Sean, if you keep it up, I'm gonna have Austin put you in a headlock, dude. Just saying. Don't
Okay.
play around with Austin. He said, "Okay,
No,
I'll
put
take
him
it."
in a full Nelson.
Kaiju says
Yeah.
my Sky Strikers shipped today. Probably won't get them on this side of the world for another week. That's right, because Kaiju's in Japan, so it's going to take a minute for those to get to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kaiju, I've never owned Cost Babies, and I've been scoring all these deals on Sideshow. I got all my Cost Babies here. I've got Back to the Future. I got the Batman. I got quite a few of them, and they are definitely nicer than Funko Pops.
They cost normally way effing more
Right.
than a
But
thing
for
that
$30,
Funko.
do I think they're worth it? No, I think they're worth it at a discount. But with that being said, I do think they're really cool, and they have actually like a fully movable head, and it goes up and down as well. Unlike
You were the
Funko
only
Pops.
person I know that collects cost babies outside of Asian chicks and kids.
I don't
Yeah.
really collect them. It's just I saw them for deals. Like the Back to the Future ones, dude. I couldn't say no. They were
You
$5.
say that now, and then in a month you're gonna have like a fit. Like you're gonna have
Look,
like
he
50.
said,
Listen,
I don't really collect them.
these
but
were-
hey, I have a couple.
These were
That kinda means
$5
you
and
collect
30
them.
cents. These were
That's
$5.
That's $5 you get to save for your pre-order and your next hot toy.
Well, I'm not strapped for cash like that, so I was like, let me spend 15.
I didn't say
to
you're
get
strapped.
three
I'm
of them.
saying that's.
No, I'm
$5
just saying,
for those
that's
collections.
why
that could
that
have been
doesn't-
$20 for your next hot toy.
And then this one I got for literally free. There was a deal on Sideshow, and then I had a 20 off coupon. I got it for free. So
Well, you used the $20.
Each
off
one
coupon.
of those was a gallon of gas.
it was an RSVP coupon. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go. That's fine. If you guys want me to sign your Cost Babies once you guys start collecting, thanks to me and Kaiju. Kaiju says they're actually the same price. Austin says I bought 3 of those. I had 2 buddies who couldn't afford them at the time, so I got them those and got one for myself. I haven't opened it yet, though. Damn, you got 3. That's crazy. Definitely open it, dude. It's so good. You can keep I would keep the figures on card if you want to preserve the value, because those figures are pretty valuable. They're nothing too crazy right now, but it's like a $200 for the pair. But yeah, definitely 200 Funkos. Yeah, I have some Funkos, but mine are all out of box. I don't do the in-box collecting for Funkos. They're all on my bookshelf over here. You guys will see it when I do a collection tour, but yeah. Oh, that's cool. Kaiju said Toy Sapiens will include some in their shipments for free. That's dope.
That's because they know that they ain't even selling in Japan, so they're just trying to offload them to their customers.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they are overpriced. I will say for $30, they are overpriced. But I got these like super cheap, and the one I got for free. So, but guys, we're gonna start wrapping it up now. Thank you so much once again for being here. I had such a great time. We did have a light week for information, but we made it work. And I appreciate all the enthusiasm in the chat, especially from all our new guys here for hanging out with us. It's great to see you all, and great to see our regular as always. It was definitely a fun time. I did just put up a review for this Loki, guys. So if you haven't watched it yet, I put up a review for this is the Japan exclusive Loki. So he does come with that special edition accessory. That review is up now on my channel. So if you haven't checked it out yet, definitely check that out. I also put up some YouTube shorts. Ryan and I have really been into the shorts. Chris has as well. We've been messing around with the YouTube shorts. So check those out. They're quick little videos. I did some quick unboxings. I was being goofy. I put them on my Instagram as well. So whatever platform you follow me on, you can check them out on either one. I have some other videos in the works. I have one that I definitely want to film before the end of this week. And then Ryan and I have some collaboration content that we want to film this week as well.
Just got to find the time.
Yeah, we just got to find the time. It's been a busy week. Thank you, Facebook user. I wish I knew what your name was so I could thank you personally, but thank you so much for being here. And I appreciate the kind words and definitely excited for you to get that DeLorean. Thank you, Thick Bantha Boy, as always. Thank you, Insane One, 8-Bit Flea, everybody here. I could go down the list and I'd be here forever, but Ryan, I kind of briefly mentioned what you have going on the channel.
Yeah.
Anything in particular?
Yeah, same stuff. I just got some shorts going on. I think I have the Bad Pod being delivered Monday, so I'll probably do a quick video of that, or either a short or something like that. And then I'm just really just doing a lot of photography on my Instagram page. So I'm just uploading a lot of photos and stuff like that. So basically shorts and Instagram photos. It's kind of where I'm kind of doing it right now.
Heck yeah. Nice, dude. Yeah, definitely check them out, guys. There's a link in the description as always. Insane One, thank you so much for being here, my dude. Guys, if you haven't already, check out Insane One on Instagram. He's got the wildest, wackiest Instagram you've ever seen, and I love it. Especially if you're a horror fan. He puts some dark stuff on there that cracks me up. So if you haven't already, check out Insane One on Instagram. That's his name on Instagram. Just Insane One, something at the end. I forgot the name of it.
Would it be Tapeworm?
No, he does have a backup account. He has an alt account that's Insane One Tapeworm. So follow his alt account as well. I just found that the other day.
His name is just Insane One, by the way.
Okay, just Insane One. Okay, for some reason I thought there was something at the end.
No, it's Insane
Austin
One.
says, I hate opening figures by myself. If y'all are ever in Arkansas, swing by. Dude, I'm all the way in Maryland. But hey, if you're ever down in Maryland, feel free to come check out my collection. You can open some stuff with me if I ever am patient enough to leave stuff unopened. For sure. Penn is coming to my defense. She has a couple cost babies. There we go. I'm not the only one in the U.S. that has cost babies.
But I said apart from children and women. So.
But someone in the chat said I was the only one in North America, and I think Penn's in North America. So I mean, hey, at least I discredited that person.
Maybe there's someone you can do your own personal Discord, cos baby Discord. Right?
I might have to start it. Misfit Wolf, thank you so much for being here, dude. I hope you have a great night. Kaiju, you be good as well.
Babies,
take care,
what
dude.
What color dress do you wear?
I'm not wearing one right now. I just started my collection, so I have to get back to you on that. Yeah, exactly. It's a kilt.
It's a tactical kilt, damn it.
Yeah, babies are for the culture. Exactly, Thick Banth Boy. Thank you, dude. Yes, Matt. Exactly. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Chris, what do you have going on the channel? Anything new? I just saw today that you put up a review. I don't know how I missed that, but what review did you put up, Chris?
It's Ahsoka Tano from
Ahsoka Tano. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, she's pretty dope. And so that's up there. Got some shorts as always. And
yeah, Chris is working on the shorts too. He's getting his shorts game up. We all are. We're trying to work on because it's fun content. You know, I have a lot of fun doing the quick unboxings. And I know Chris does too, because he's been having fun with it and he's on a roll with it. So yeah, that's really cool. You got to check it out. It's fun. Shorts are fun. And it's quick, easy to digest content, you know?
Yeah, man. And then, you know, I'm all over the place. So whatever comes in, I just try to put up on the channel, you know, dip into everything. So give everybody a little taste of something they like.
Yeah, a little something. A little piece
something.
of cheese.
I'm messing with
it. But yeah, guys, of course, there is a link to Chris's channel, Collecting Madness, in the description as well.
Goal of 500.
Yes, so Chris is almost to 500, guys. So if you aren't subbed yet, definitely worth your subscription, in my opinion. Chris does great content, and he's very consistent with it. So definitely head on over to Collecting Madness if you haven't already. Austin says, I travel a lot. I make it up. I may make it up the way. Just went to see Denobi on my last trip. Yeah, I saw that. That's really cool. But yeah, dude, if you ever make it down this way, feel free. Sean, the Hot Toys Nightmare. Sean, I know you just put up a video, and I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I saw a lot of people giving you some really good feedback. Tell us about that video you just put up.
So basically, we have a lot of people that are dropping out, collecting, stressing. In one of the chats that both you and I are in, is a perfect example of someone stressing about trying to sell stuff and can't afford to buy what they have ordered. And so I basically, gave my opinion on collecting, how don't fall for the FOMO. Don't go after everything because you don't have to. Collect what you want, and that's it. It's someone going out there talking about what they get doesn't mean you have to get it. Don't feel influenced off of somebody else's needs. Go do your own thing, because that's what you really need to do. I gave examples of, if you have a favorite character and you just want to collect that character, you can do that. If you want to collect one line or one thing, just do it. You don't have to collect everything. And I told everyone in that video too, like, I have a rule. If anything that's already been previously released, I will only buy 5 items a year that are above the retail price. And that's it. I won't buy anything else. If it's something I really want and I've already bought my 5, I have to wait till the next year.
And that's a good rule to have. That's where it gets really expensive, right? Is the secondary market.
Yeah. So it's a short 3-minute video, but I tried to be as specific as possible because there's more and more comments of people stressing out.
Oh, yeah.
Than what there should be in collecting. No one should go into debt. No one should do anything. If you're going to use credit cards, have the money to pay that off. Don't go into complete financial despair over anything, because that's not going to help you or anything else. Me, do I use credit cards? Yes. But then I pay my credit cards too at the same time.
And you get rewards and stuff on credit cards too. So if you're smart about it, you're just making money back. It's like getting rewards on Sideshow. You're just making money back to fund more stuff in your collection. So there's nothing wrong with using cards, but pay them off. Don't let the balance stack up and put yourself in debt,
and that's what I do it for with the credit cards, is for the rewards.
I do the same
thing. So if I spend $300 on something, and then I go and then I pay $4.66. And you got to just use your credit card.
Good next year.
No, it's true though. Like Aries talked about it in his video. Like eggs are $4.66 right now. Like
eggs
for a dozen.
Ridiculously expensive.
For a dozen, dude, that's crazy.
I haven't bought eggs in 6 months because of the damn price of eggs.
Unfortunately, I buy them all the time.
It was like
they're pricey, dude.
I'm not spending that crazy ass money. I mean, I love eggs just like most other people, but I'm not going to give you crazy amount of money for some freaking eggs.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I just paid something for 12 eggs, and that's the most I've ever paid in my life.
Crazy, dude. No. Crazy. Yeah. Real quick, and I think this is a good comment going along with what you were saying, Sean. Austin says finances should work like this: non-negotiables, bills; non-negotiable groceries, everyday needs; investments; then fun hobby money. Of course, that's definitely the mindset you should have. Of course, this is a hobby at the end of the day. It's not a necessity, and these figures are expensive, or vehicles, whatever you're buying. So you have to budget appropriately, and don't overspend because you'll put yourself in a hole really quick. And Euler
I think I'm going to buy a bunch of eggs and take them to the local shop and see if I could trade eggs for some stuff.
I know. I feel like we all should do that. Maybe put them on some ice and try to keep them as long as we can.
I'll gladly trade you. I'll gladly trade you 6 boxes of eggs. That hot toy right there.
Backwards collecting is dangerous while you're trying to keep up too. I'm trying to get a bunch of Predators right now, and they're not cheap, dude. Yeah, it's tough, man. And like everybody's saying, like it's like, and you have so many pre-orders and stuff to focus on right now. In stock items, some of us are still trying to get deals on stuff that you can. So it's like I'm staying away from the secondary market for the most part. I may treat myself soon after tax return season and get something, but I've definitely been very, very backed off from the secondary market and more focusing on in stock.
That might be money to help pay for the DeLorean, though. You could acquaint.
I've already got that. I've already got that ready. That's ready. So this is just
another ARF trooper with ATR.
My tax return this year is looking real good, so I'm like, maybe I'll treat myself a little more this year.
I need to find that company that you can sell your one of your testicles to. That should work. It'll be a quick $30,000 right there. That should be straight for at least 6 months.
Well, we're going out on a positive
6
note.
months.
I'm gonna read this last comment.
Given the current market,
because I got some.
that should be good for about 6 months.
Alejandro says, I've seen a lot of guys posting their collection picks after a few months and starting, and wow, they went crazy on how many figures they got in a very short period of time. Guess they'll learn the hard way. And that's true. I mean, there might be a reality check for some of those people who maybe spent a little too much. It just remains to be seen, you know. But guys, we're going to close it off here. Of course, as always, thank you so much, CMB, for being here. Thank you so much, Lane, for being here. And thank you so much to the rest of the panel. Everybody who do have channels, they are all in the description. Of course, CMB you can always find over on Geeking Out and on here as well. So check out Geeking Out, guys. If you haven't already, what are you doing? Head on over to Geeking Out and drop a subscription for them. Once again, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I can't believe 82, I think, at one point. That's a record for us. So I'm very proud of that, and I really much appreciate you guys for being here. Truly had a fun time tonight. But now I have something to go do, so we're going to close up. But thank you so much for being here, guys, and we'll see you next week. And once again, keep an eye out for content on all of our channels, because we're all going to give you the fill of content as much as we can, because we're staying on top of it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Be safe, have fun, and we will see you next week.